And we are live. All right, guys. What's up? Welcome to the Thursday show. As you know, we are here every Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to bring you any news and information about Brazil, specifically Rio de Janeiro. Renata, please do the honors.
Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to Brazil with Renata Lopes. And tonight we have a special guest here. They are couples, and I hope we give all the infos you guys need. You guys want to know about it, Yes, many good questions.
Yeah, today we are, if you missed last show, we had a couple come on the live and we were so fascinated by their story. We said, okay, we got to get you on a show. I have a lot of questions. Renata had a lot of questions. The people in the room had a lot of questions. And basically it's a couple that it's American man, Brazilian woman. He considers himself, or I believe he does. We'll ask him if he considers himself to be a passport bro. Passport bro. But he did what everybody keeps talking about. This quintessential relationship of I want to go to Brazil, find this type of woman, my dream woman, and he did it. He found the love of his life. They're married now. They're living in the US. And we want to give you guys opportunity to ask questions because it seems like a lot of people want the same thing. So, does that pretty much cover it? Yeah, I got to put the link up. I hope they're around. They should, if they're not in the room already, they should be any minute. But in the meantime, let me just say hello to everybody. Bem-vindo. Welcome all the people in the room. Hyped up. I see you. Racket Club is in Rio now, Renata.
Oh,
And he's
nice.
saying he's loving it. So good stuff. Good to see
Yeah,
another person make it out.
yes. The good thing is about this live tonight, it's because many guys, they want to know which place they can go, to meet the women's, to who's supposed to be initiation the contact to talk, men's or women's, who's start to talk, right?
All that good stuff. There's a lot of questions. So many questions. And we'll talk more about it when they get here because I have some things I want to say. Got to call out some people. So anyways, Racket Club, congrats. I'm glad you're loving it. I don't know if you're going to be able to come in later and maybe tell us a little bit about what's going on. I know it's Thursday night. Maybe you're planning to head out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's just come this morning.
I don't know. He just says he's there. I think today was the day he was supposed to land, but we'll see. Maybe you can throw a message in here. Let me keep reading down these. Hyped up. What's up? Von Dale. What's up, Von Dale? Von Dale in the house. The Wealth Building Journey. Boa noite a todos. Marcus, yo, what's up? Oh, Sickwitted is in the house. Let me throw up. I'm gonna throw up the link for him to come in the live. This is not for everybody else. We're gonna interview a little bit before we get into having people come in and talk. But you can definitely throw your questions up in the whatever they call this area. So here, let me throw this up for Renata. There is the link. And Charlie Rue, how you doing? Beach Material in the house. Everybody's in the house. Joseph Evans, what's up? Yeah. Gustavo's in the house. Gustavo, boa noite a todos. Willie Beeman. He says, good evening, Renata, Dennis Shaw. the mod squad, everybody here. Yes, yes, yes. Boa noite. Global Paper says if you can't speak Portuguese, you are not dating. I think he's trying to call somebody out. I don't know. Racket Club said I guess a girl picked him up from the airport last night, so he got in last night.
Ooh, already? That's fast.
The pregame is strong. He says he'll pop in for a few later. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Bones, what's up? Oh, hold on. Racket Club says he says I know some decent Portuguese, and that's the only way I got luck with this karaoke. I met her through the language exchange. Okay. Language exchange. Okay. So we're just waiting for our special guests to arrive, Mr. and Mrs. Sick With It. That's what they call themselves. What's the drink for the day?
That's vodka with lime, orange juice, and mango.
What do you call it?
Renata's drink.
All right. Saúde.
Saúde.
All right, everybody, grab your drinks and let's do this. Okay, I might as well, while we're waiting, say what I have to say. Oh, wealth building journey with the $5 super chat. Com que frequência eles viajam do Brasil por os Estados Unidos e quanto tempo eles visitam lá no Brasil? Many times they visit in Brazil. That's a question for the couple, I guess, right?
Yes.
That is one we have that in our arsenal. But hold on to that. Any questions you have, I'll try to put a star beside it and make sure we answer it. But thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. So what I wanted to say while we're waiting for them to get here, this passport bros movement, it kind of has some negative connotations to it. People been, I guess, since the Austin Holloman thing, some people talk bad about it. A lot of women in the States are saying bad. Well, a lot of people are saying bad things about it. I think it comes to the individual. So I think you got to be careful on calling people out, or, I don't even like to call myself a passport bro because, from what my personal experience, I see these guys traveling and they're passport bros and they're all about going down to these different countries and just slaying all over the place, left, right, and center. And I find it interesting that a lot of guys will talk about, oh, I go to this country because the women there are fit, friendly, feminine, all the catchwords, right? They're agreeable, this and that, and that's cool. But what I don't see, if all these women in these different places are these things, why aren't more people wifed up? Why aren't more people in relationships? Why aren't we seeing passport bros come on and saying, yeah, I found my person. I met her here, now we're married, or this is I'm in a serious relationship. It just, when you're claiming to go to places to meet women that are marriage material, but you're not getting married, or relationship material, but you're not staying in relationships, you're just bouncing around. I think that can be a dangerous combination of things that leads to bitterness and women, you know, turning into what we don't want them to be, or what we see in the United States. A lot of women go, man, ain't this and that. They just want to, and that's it. And so I'm gonna just get what I got to get from them, and it just turns everything bad. So this is, my personal observation. Maybe you guys can chime in on it. But right now, I want to welcome in Mr. and Mrs. Sick with It. Well, wait. Where's my? There we go. Welcome to the live. What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Good. Welcome, man. Good to see you guys. You guys look like you're floating in outer space with the planet behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you.
Well, I want to just thank you for coming on the show. The conversation we had last week, it's been inspirational, and I think there's a lot of people here that can benefit from hearing your story, you and your beautiful wife. And so you guys throw your questions out there, but first let's talk a little bit. I want to, for the people that even weren't here last week, just kind of update them on who you are. Like you consider yourself a passport bro, right?
You kind of, sort of. The only edge behind that, I believe, is for the original passport bro, I guess, statement. You don't bring your wife back to the States. So that's the only, I guess, category I didn't fulfill as far as what the original movement was about. Starting with Black Man's Options, things like that. So yeah.
Well, we're gonna get to that a little bit later because I want to know what the thinking was, and why you did that. But give a little history. Where city are you from originally?
Ooh, originally, or just starting with before
Well, I mean, where are you from? I know you live now in California, but
Yeah.
where
I'm originally from New York City, born and raised.
Okay.
I ended up in California because I work in the IT field. Silicon Valley is where it's at, and that's how I ended up back in California. And from there, pretty much starting out on my quest, having some bad dates, I guess you can, say, and looking for a partner or someone that you can hang out with, go places with. It seemed kind of hard. I mean, try to find a woman in the States that you can go on a date with of African descent and jump in the pool with. You know what I mean? So, and I mean that in a literal sense. You can't go swimming, or you just can't hang around water. So it's that kind of thing.
I think maybe some people don't understand what do you know what he's talking about, Hinata? We're talking about the
exactly. So just simple things like that. I'm not going to go into everything, but just for a guy like me, I didn't have a problem finding dates. That wasn't a thing at all. It was more so the activities and then the attitudes and trying to get someone who was on the same page as just being constructive in a relationship, trying to build something together. So that was my issue with dating in the States, and my final date in the States didn't go well at all. And so I just said, that's it. I've had it, no more. And pretty much just didn't date at all for pretty much like a year until I could go to Brazil.
Right. What was the wake up though? Like, what did you see something?
Well, I was watching. It started with watching Al Grease back in like 2011. He has a documentary named Frustrated, and I watched that.
Hold on. Do you know this, Hinata? Al Grease, the documentary he made? Are you familiar? You're muted.
Sorry, no, I don't know about it.
You should watch it because that's what kind of originally started this movement. He, old school dude. He made a documentary about Brazilian women, like coming to Brazil to date there. All of this stuff that's happening, he kind of started it, but it's more pure than what it's turned out to be. A little bit weird, but yeah, he was one of the original guys. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, and so it spun off from watching Al Grease to actually on YouTube. They suggested watching a young man by the name of Charles Tyler. Charles Tyler was a guy who was really infatuated with Brazil after watching Al Grease's Frustrated, and he started a movement, pretty much Black Man's Options. So that was the original title, and it's actually still in existence and flourishing. And so from there, I kept up with watching them for years. At the time, I didn't have the money, put together to take a trip to Brazil. I didn't even know how to get a passport properly and achieve or attain a visa. So watching Charles Tyler, I learned how to do all of that. And over time, I actually did finally get an opportunity to go to Brazil. And after getting my passport and my visa all set up. And yeah, so I won't go into details. I'll stop right there.
Yeah. Let me see if I understand. You in the beginning, you just want to traveling, enjoy the life, enjoy your time, and you don't have in the beginning plan to get no wife or some things like that, and just happen.
Well, as a man, attraction to beautiful women and seeing footage from not only Al Grease but Charles Tyler, and there were other few YouTubers that started springing up showing beautiful women from Brazil. I said, "Wow, I need to go there," and I made my plans to go there. And when I went there for the first time and saw, like, wow, this is really true, and they're gorgeous and they're very friendly. Once I saw that, I was hooked. And then I wasn't looking for a wife at the time. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't. I was just looking for dates.
Yeah.
Just because in the States, it's all about how much money can you spend on me in a short amount of time is pretty much what dating in the U.S. is like. And it's like, I don't even know you. You know what I mean? So it won't be much,
Yeah.
And they don't like that.
Where's the first place when you came to Brazil that you go?
Oh, definitely Copacabana, in Rio.
Rio de Janeiro in Copacabana.
Via Sao Paulo, that was the hub flying from California. And so, I hung out there. My first time in Brazil was only about 9 days. That's all it took. Yeah, that's all it took.
Okay.
Yeah. And which parts in Brazil you traveling before? You been in Salvador, Bahia, Fortaleza, Manaus, Florianópolis, other places?
Before that, no. Well, I just was going back to Rio, and like my first time, and then my second time planning was to attend Carnival in Rio de Janeiro as well. So when I was planning that, upon planning that, making those plans, when I came back from Rio the first time, literally like, let's see, Thanksgiving of that year, the day after, I was already booked for my second flight to go back for Rio. So
I was going to ask you, how long did it take for you to plan the next trip?
Not long at all.
Exactly what happened with JB. He was like booking his flight when he got to the airport to leave. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very depressing getting on the plane to head back to the States. Trust me, that's a real thing. Because as soon as you see the flight attendants that are from America, yeah, it's the reality hits you that you got to go back to the this environment in America. I'll just say it nicely like that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me and for a lot of men is just coming to a place where you feel appreciated, where you feel wanted, where you feel like people want you there. Like when you're living here, it's a whole different vibe, and you're dating, you feel used, you feel underappreciated. It's just, yeah, and all the other things going on in this country. So yeah, I respect it. I respect the move, man. So you were back and forth. How many times did you come back and forth before meeting?
Oh, well, not back and forth much at all, actually. Like I was stating, when I came back the first time, the next day I was already booked for my flight out. So like was the end of November 2017. I pretty much came back. The next day I was already booked to go back to Rio de Janeiro for Carnival in February of 2018. So it's just really only a couple of months apart. And so I came back, well, in December of 2017. I had already started talking to my then friend that I met through a language learning app, because I was, so impressed with the Brazilians. I wanted to learn Portuguese. So I decided to take on this app that one of my buddies I met in Brazil told me to get. And the name of it, should I throw the name out there, Dennis?
Yeah.
The name of the app was Hello Talk. It's a language learning app. And it's wow, it was great because you could speak in English and it would translate to you, and it would translate for you to whomever you're talking to on the other end in their language. You can choose any language you want in the world and communicate with people who are from that part of the world. So I did that, and when I was on that particular app, it suggests people from, let's say I said Brazil, right? So it just chooses random people in Brazil for you. And it just so happens that one of those people was at the time my language learning buddy, Mrs. Sick with a Yo. So that's how we came in contact. So right away when I messaged her, we hit it off, and we got along very well. I guess you can say develop strong feelings, and I decided to, of course, while I was already planning to stay in Rio de Janeiro for like 3 weeks at the time.
Yeah. So sorry. Before you say it, I want to ask exactly the point. How it's been your first meet with her? I want to know the first moment that you see her and she see you.
Well, I guess in person, it's great. I mean, but technology today, I did see her prior to that. I'm just, because of, through Hello Talk, you can also do video chats, and then of course you exchange numbers and go to WhatsApp, that kind of thing. But seeing her in person, I traveled to Rio and then fly to where she was from in Recife, João Pessoa. In Paraíba State. Yes. So Paraíba State. So flying there from Rio, which I was reminded it's a 3-hour flight. Okay. Seeing her for the first time, I had a good idea already of whom I was speaking to, but you get the first hug, first kiss kind of thing, and you realize that it's real.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. How long were you talking before you met? Like, was it a month, 2? Like, how long did you?
A couple of months. Yeah, it was definitely like I would say about 2 months. Yes, approximately 2 months.
Yeah, that's a good amount of time.
And then when you see her, you go, "Oh, there we go, that's her."
Oh yeah,
finally.
Yes, yeah. So it's no catfishing here. So you're, what like I said, with all the technology, you can chat with someone prior to meeting them. Some people don't use the video feature, and that's how they get catfish. But no, that didn't happen in this case, obviously. And so I was aware of whom I was going to meet, and she seemed taller at the time when I met her in person, but actually she was a lot shorter because she had on some heels. So. So you're trying to.
Wait, how tall is she?
Pass
How tall is she?
5'4".
Good, man.
I'm not a tall guy, and I'm the average height of an American at 5'9".
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, that is great. So, okay, I want to move the question to her now.
Sure.
So you're in your state. What's it called again?
Paraíba.
Yeah, and you're learning English. Why? Were you planning to travel? Was it an aspiration to travel? Was it work reasons? Why did you want to learn English?
I would like to learn English because at the time I was working in a hospital, a very important hospital in my city. And sometimes we have opportunity to help people from other countries in American. And I'm sorry, my English is not perfect.
It's great. Go ahead.
Good,
Yeah.
Much better than my Portuguese. Go ahead.
He is an excellent professor, by the way, but I'm still growing in my English. So, but I was learning English, well, to be able to communicate with other people in English as well. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so you weren't on there to date. It wasn't a dating app for you. It was a language.
No, it was.
That's what's happening now. Everybody's catching wind that, hey, this is a good way to meet people, right? Racket Club. I don't know if you're still in here. But
Oh, really?
he met the girl that picked him up at the airport. He met her on a language app. But
Wow.
it's kind of cool. Yeah. Okay, Renata, did you have a question? You want me to keep going?
Yeah, you can keep going.
Okay, so you met, everything was good, you started dating. What made you decide to move to the United States rather than stay in Brazil?
I believe it's better.
Oh, I know. You asking me, Dennis?
It's
Well,
better.
both of you. Like, was it was it a fight to get her to
No,
move, or did she want?
what Dan is asking is who's the idea, or if you guys live in Brazil and United States also, but who is the idea to move to United States? I put this question because I want to know like exactly my questions, to her also, of course. I want to know if you decide to move to United States. Who is the idea? Who it's coming?
Definitely was my idea. Definitely was my idea because I know that after visiting Paraíba State and also hanging out in Rio, I definitely felt it would be a better move and much more stable environment for us to move or to live in the United States. So that was definitely my decision.
Yeah. Also, I think because the work, traveling, going back all the time, something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I understand.
Did you, Miss Siquidit, did you have an opportunity to go to America before moving? Like, did you visit first?
No, I never wanted.
Okay.
Maybe to visit something like that, but was not really a dream to I want to go to America.
So when you went to America, you went to move to America.
Yes, my first time was moving with my husband.
What was your impressions? Like, did you land there and go, "Oh, these people are crazy"? Did you like it? Was it overwhelming?
Yeah, well, I respect everybody, but I prefer Brazilian people. Of course, we are more friendly, and we like to help each other. He is everybody in your own world. No.
I know. I say that, all the time when I'm doing the live, when I'm doing the interview. That's one thing I talk about Brazil because I live in the United States before, and I see is the difference is we are in Brazil, the family, we always fight for each other to be together, spend time and doing things together also. you know. And there it's different. The culture is different. People, they grow in and they live far. They move to different countries. In Brazil, it's not the same. We try to put everybody in the same place around to us.
True.
You know, and separate that. If you have a problem, we are there to help. You know, if I have a problem, you are there to help me. You know, it's how is everything, you know, partying together, fun together, try the bad times also, everything together.
That is true.
Oh yeah, in the States you're on your own.
Yeah, some family in the United States, when they are in problem, they don't even want to know the family know about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want my brother know about that. Oh, my mom, my dad, they never possibly know about this thing.
Yeah, the source of pride there, I believe, that may cause that, you know. But nobody's gonna help you anyway. You're pretty much on your own. There are some true friends that I can name, but very few, and that's just life, you know.
Yeah, that's the point. You know, for some people, we don't have a good time because in Brazil it's different. If we possible take our clothes out to give to somebody to help, we do. Even if we stay with our breast out. Sorry.
What?
I'm joking. It's just fun, but I'm joking.
Hey.
You know, but the serious thing, if we need to, you know, take something from us to help somebody, we do.
Okay.
That's how is the culture in Brazil. That's how kind we are.
It's true.
Okay.
No, that's too much.
No, but in the States, it's like 80% don't care and 20% is glad it's happened to you. So you have to be very diligent on your purpose. And, you know, it took me a long time to figure that out, that most people, you know, when you're not around, a lot of them are not really your friend. You know, it's always important what people will say about you when you're not around. You know, those are your true friends, the ones that'll stick up for you. So, but saying that, even when I was telling my family that, you know, I'm going to be, you know, going to Brazil and my fiance is there now, they were against it in a sense. They thought that, oh, she's going to be a dangerous person because, you know, Brazil is such a dangerous place and they're not better than American women. And so, yeah, I've heard many things. Unfortunately, you know, some family members you have to cut off. Because that's just their ideology, even though they've never been to Brazil. And so that's just a part of life, though. You know, you have to.
No. But I'm sure when they meet her, they think completely different.
Well, they didn't get to meet her, so.
So you don't really have family around you?
Not in California, no.
Oh, wow. So how are Miss Siquidit, how are you adapting? Like, are you feeling comfortable? Are you feeling, because I know talking to people that from Brazil that's moved to the United States and moved back to Brazil because they felt Americans are cold, and they felt that they didn't have the family around them and they wanted to be around more people. Are you adapting okay to it?
Yes, I'm okay because now he is my family. He is my everything. He's everything that I need. Of course, I miss my mom.
Sorry, I gotta pause with that. Go ahead.
I miss my mom, my father, my siblings, but I always let him know that he is my family. He is my friend. He's my everything. So he's with me. I'm cool.
Guys, are you listening? Listen. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so yeah, it works. It works.
Yeah. How many before she going to the United States? How many often you come to meet her to stay? How long you stay? How many times you come in a year, let's say, and how long you stay?
Well, let's see. I did the process of let me see. I guess it's very important to say this. The first time I met her, the first visit, during that first time meeting her, I proposed.
Oh boy, how it's possible?
So
Wow.
yeah, because right away I felt that she was the one. You know,
Oh my
I
god.
had already invested in the ring, and I already had all that, in my pocket, to see, if things go as planned, and they went very well, and I.
Yeah, because you already know from the internet. You already talk with her sometime.
Yes.
And so you come already prepared. Oh my god.
Nice. Nice.
So, yeah.
Oh boy.
You
Yeah.
see, that's a man on his purpose. And that's the difference, I think, with a lot of these guys that are going down now. I guess, you got to go and experience and get it out of the way. But when you meet the person, don't mess around, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now my questions for her, how she's feeling in the moment, how it's her answer, how she's react, because it's something she's not expected, or you let her know, you tell this. No, I don't think you tell her before.
Is there a proposal video that you can throw up right now?
No.
Go ahead.
No, I want
to know it's her reaction when you propose to her.
Right. So I, I had the ring, like I said, I had the ring already in this little case in my pocket.
Yeah.
And, we were getting along great, of course, meeting in person. And so I said, okay, yeah, she's definitely the one. And, I got down on one knee, that kind of thing, that whole ritual. And then I proposed. Well, I'll let her tell her side.
Yes, I was very surprised, but I say yes. I remember that I say yes 5 times. yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, I knew she was gonna say yes. No, but I was like, phew. Only one person really knew that I was going to propose at that time. So, they were happy for me, of course. And so, when I left Brazil, right away I started with the K1 visa paperwork, things like that. You can hire an attorney, to do it for you. However, I decided to do it myself, after reading on the website and just all the details that I learned about it. I was like, oh, I can figure this out. And so I did the paperwork. It's interesting questions they ask, like.
Yeah, but how long, sorry, but I think I don't have the answer about it. How many often you come to Brazil? Because the visa thing, it's a process.
Right. So
it takes longer. So how many often you come to meet her, to stay with her before she get the visa?
Just twice. That was it.
Twice in a year?
Yeah, twice.
Wow.
Twice, and then that was 2018, and then 2019 she came.
Wow.
So, yeah. But meanwhile, I was preparing, for her arrival. So, I was working a second job just to have some extra money, because there are unforeseen things that occurred. So I was ready.
Yeah, so you're the one who start all this relationship.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
Oh,
it was, like I said, us talking on Hello Talk, I wasn't looking for a relationship. I just wanted to learn the Portuguese because, I had such a great time in Brazil. I was like, man, the next time I go there, I'm going to be able to, at least have a decent conversation in Portuguese. Right. That was my mission. But, it just happened so that, when we started talking, we hit it off really well.
Wow. That's inspirational.
Wow.
That's really inspirational. That's good, man. See, Renata, that's a guy on his purpose, man. He knew what he wanted, went after it, set things up, worked hard, had a plan. Like somebody in the room said, Willie Beeman said, these guys go down there out of shape with no money to get back home.
What?
Yeah, don't do that.
the guys nowadays, what they do is they just go to Brazil. They're out of shape. They have no money. they get trapped down there. They don't have money to come home. Like all the stories you hear about
Wow.
that
Yes.
give the passport bros negative name right now. Like the guy that went to Thailand recently, that something happened and he was asking people to donate money to buy his flight to come back. Like,
Oh no, that was that. I think I know who you're talking about. Well, I don't know. There was a guy. I'll mention his name. His name is El Guapo.
no. It wasn't a guapo.
Oh, okay. Because his was he was trolling.
No, yeah. I know he's joking. Guapo's the man. He knows what he's doing. No, I'm talking about the reason he trolled like that is because he was making fun of the guy that happened to, that got stuck
Really,
down.
that happened
And
to somebody?
it's happened to a few people that have ended up coming online asking people to send donations because they had a problem. The guy missed his flight, and it's like, you missed your flight, so you don't have money to get home. How do you put yourself in a position
I don't
like
know.
that? Like, you shouldn't be taking vacation if things are that tight for you.
I don't know. I think people are scammers with that one. I can't see someone going over.
Oh, I can see it, and I'm sure people in this room can see it. There's guys that they it's all about the show. They don't really have it, and it's okay if you don't have it. Just work, save,
Mhm.
just plan.
Yeah.
But that's the difference between looking at something like that and looking at your situation. Somebody that had a plan. When you started off, you said you weren't making a lot of money, but
Right.
you were on your purpose. You wanted to bring this woman that you love back home. You wanted to set everything up. You got a second job, and you worked your ass off,
Right.
and you set things up. And you made sure that she was going to be good. So
Yeah.
I commend you. Like, this is, the type of man you are, guys. You have somebody.
It wasn't
look
easy.
up to in this-
It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
easy, but it takes a lot of effort. And like I said, I was in love, so that definitely motivates you and definitely encourages you to keep pushing. So that was definitely something that kept me going.
Yeah, and who's say love first?
Me. Busted me out. Oh man.
How long it take for her say love back?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hold on. I want to say something. That's a question coming from a woman, because a guy would never say, "Oh, who said I love you first?" That's a woman.
I know, right?
I don't know. No, I ask him because for the my ex American, he say he's loved me first, and after he say, for me to feel the same and say automatic, like say natural, it take like 1 year and a half.
Oh. 1 year and a half for you to say it back?
Yes, to I feel.
No comment.
It's take long.
No,
I
you
really
were
like
serious
him,
right
but
now.
I don't feel ready,
A year and a half. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
Yes.
Hey, okay. But yeah, so how long did it take you after I told you?
Next day.
The next day you said it back. You sure about that?
Yes.
She said, "Remember the thing you told me yesterday? Yeah, I love you too."
But
Okay.
yeah, I don't remember the time period behind it, but yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So it wasn't long at all. I mean, we were always tight, once we really hit it off. So, and thankfully to this day.
Yes.
That is a great inspirational story. I really want these guys out there.
Well, from my experience going to Brazil, I did see a lot of other guys that were looking for relationships, and a lot of them, I believe, like Dennis, are romantics, but they won't admit it. They
I admit it. I'm a romantic guy.
So
Yeah.
I can always tell guys that it's possible, but I recommend they go to other parts of Brazil, not look in Rio or Sao Paulo. So from my experience of going to Brazil, I think that you will find if you're looking for the traditional sense of a woman and just natural femininity, you're just going to have to learn some more Portuguese, though.
Yeah. You have to put in the work, like you said.
Yeah, you have to.
And how good you are in Portuguese when you started coming to Brazil? You just know.
Oh no, I just knew that my first time in Brazil, I just knew the essentials like ajuda, banheiro, that kind of thing. Yeah.
That's one thing. Let me tell her. That's one thing. All the tourists they learn. Me ajuda, por favor. That's the first thing they learn before they come.
So I have to make sure that I knew how to call for help, ask where the bathroom is, and ask for directions, that kind of thing. And my favorite foods, I make sure I learn how to say that as well, that kind of thing. So that was essential. And in the Copacabana area, you'll run into enough people, other Americans even, that speak English, so you're okay without knowing much there. But venturing out, if you're in the Paraíba state somewhere, or Manaus or somewhere, you're definitely going to have to know some Portuguese, because using the language learning, or not even the language learning, but using the translators like Google Translator, when you go to different states, there are some people that can't read too well. So even showing them your phone, they still wouldn't understand it. And they don't understand your dialect as well if you do speak Portuguese, if you're from a different state in some places. So it's an interesting experience. So, yeah.
Wow. See, that's something because I was going to say, well, you can read it back to them, but yeah, it might even be.
So, yeah, got to get out there. And there are a lot of traditional families outside of the Rio area, that I've met. And wow, they keep a close knit on their daughters. So, fellas, if you want some like traditional, wholesome women, oh yeah, I would definitely recommend you go to the other parts of Brazil. They're all over the place. They live with their parents into their 30s because they don't allow them pretty much to just venture out and be the nightlife woman.
So okay, Miss Sequidit, you have this man coming down to meet you. Did you tell your family, hey, I met this guy, we're talking, he's coming to see me? Did that conversation happen, and what did they think about it?
Yes, their conversation happened with me. I let them know that I was in love, and I told them about my secret girl. And they said, okay, they trust me. They know that I always have been a good daughter, and they trust me.
Okay, so they didn't say, oh, no, American, no. That's good. And when he came, you took him to your family, everybody was good?
Yeah, in my situation, the first thing my father, he asked me, he's want to make sure if I'm happy. If this is what I want. That's the first thing he's asking me.
It's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Especially because my ex, I was 17.
We don't have to bring
Oh boy, that's gonna be a story itself.
Yeah.
I don't even like to say it because it just doesn't. Yeah. Maybe it was a different time, but still, it doesn't.
He's a nice guy, All my friends, when they look him, they want to be with him. Not friends, but colleagues, Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway. My dad, he's asking me, are you sure that's what you want? You happy? And I say yes.
Sorry, Garrett Morris has a question for you, for Miss Sequidit. Did you speak English when you first met? And if she thinks English is an easy language to learn.
No, English is not easy at all. I'm still learning, but I knew a little. In Brazil, when you are in school, they teach us English, but not properly. We know a few verbs, a few things. It's very basic English, but I know a little English. And yes, I believe it's a very hard language to learn.
Yes, like me, I learn my English when I'm in the United States. I don't know even nothing when I come there the first time. You know, that's what I say. I don't know even where is Jaime when I come there the first time. And I listen, I pick up things about read. I just start to read now after I start the YouTube, because before I don't read. I need to translate all the time. And now it's when people send me message, yes, I just read, you know, I know where is it. But to text, I still use the translate to text. You know, things, not feel most.
Yeah.
Most of the things I use the translate, but read, I read more now. But in the beginning, I only talk. That's how I get my drive license for in the United States. Because in the United States, also it's very easy. Because when I doing my first drive license in the United States, I take it with pictures. You know, you put the option, you see the pictures. You know, it's have some things there, and then you mark A, B, C, and D. The drive license. It's very easy. But for motorcycle, don't have pictures. So my ex, he sit next to me. He's read, translate to me the motorcycle, and the guy also together to make sure he's not going to give me the answer or signal.
Okay.
That's how I take my motorcycle drive license. My ex and the guy sit in the room with me, and I need to mark where's the correct answers.
Okay.
Wow.
Global paper says English bem fácil. Portuguese muito difícil.
No, they're both difficult.
It's hard. The thing with English is there's so many ways to say something.
Yes.
Like, and with Portuguese too. Like, I know some Portuguese, but then when somebody asks you something, you know one way for them to ask you, and when they don't ask you that way, you don't even know what word they said. So I have to continuously tell people, talk to me like I'm 5 years old, like I'm a little kid, just, you know, basic. So
There we go.
and you got to remember, because I've you know, my ex-wife, her family, they're all Spanish, and so I have experience talking to people that don't speak English well, and just knowing they're gonna want basic words. Don't go over here and try to use other descriptive words. Just stay basic, straightforward, and use your hands. You know, use whatever you can use. Pictures, hand signals, gestures, all of that helps. Body language. So
it helps to smile. Especially in a foreign country, it helps to smile so that people are eager to assist you.
Do the people outside of Rio and Sao Paulo, when you speak to them and you don't speak English well, are they forgiving like that, and will they have the patience, or are they kind of like?
From my experience, they are. I guess I think they're more serious, actually, more so because they see you're a gringo, and it's like they're trying to figure out why you're here, instead of you know, just trying to assist you. They're like, how did you get here? Why are you here? You know, that you can see it in their face, how they're looking at you, and you're trying to speak a little Portuguese and you're saying things wrong like I did. And so you pull out the Google Translator and you try to show that to them, and they look at it and they go, oh, see. And then they walk you over to, like, if you're asking for certain types of food, or you know, you're in the grocery store, supermarket, or whatever, they'll help you that way. So that's my experience. But they're not I mean, it's not a touristy area, the places I've been in Paraíba State. So they're friendly in a sense where they're not going to just ignore you. However, they're not going to smile at you and just be so easy to receive.
Yeah, I'm always afraid of annoying people, because of my ignorance. Like I that's why I want to, before I go to these places, I wanted to learn more. So at least I have something. I don't want to go there and just expect everybody to.
Well, what I found, and I was just actually talking to my wife about this last night. What I found going to Brazil, anywhere I've gone, if I speak just a little Portuguese initially, and you know, when you walk up to someone, they will then just greet you with open arms, no matter what your question may be. If you're asking to go to the bathroom, anything like that. So that's the best thing to do, is just know a few words at least. Because if you just come up to them like an arrogant gringo and act like you don't care about what, you know, care about them or their circumstances, they're really going to just give you the cold shoulders.
Hey, go to America and not speak English and try to speak to somebody, and they look at you and go, "You're in America, learn English." Like they'll prove this out, man.
Like, this is not England anyway. Yeah, I get it, Dennis. Yeah. So, but I guess I'll let you answer the next one. Go ahead with the next one.
No, I know. In the United States, I have this experience before. When you try to communicate with somebody, if they not speak your language, they just look in you and they just go, "Oh, no," and they walk out. They walk in. When you try to be, "Oh, help me with this," you know, "Oh, no," and just walk in.
Yeah, the USA is not receptive in a lot of areas if you don't speak English. So.
I want to open up the floor to any questions that you guys have. I'm sure you have some questions, and I'm going to put the link up if anybody wants to come in and speak face to face. No problem.
Yes, I want to ask him, what's the happy moments that you guys have in your lives after you guys each other? Some moment that you guys think it's, let's say, the best.
One of the best was for me when we met in person. And I went to the airport to pick him up and seeing his beautiful face.
Oh,
Hey, you know what? I hope Racket Club is listening to this.
No, so it was wonderful. It was a great moment to me.
That's great.
Oh, wow. Mutual meeting, huh? Wow. We have a lot of moments. I guess I've been fortunate enough to take my wife on a few excursions. So we've traveled to different countries together. And so being able to travel with a trustful companion is like one of the greatest things. You know, we've been in situations where there are other people that, I'll say, men and women, that has tried to hit on my wife. You know, while she was with me, they tried to speak Portuguese and be slick, and I'm standing like, okay, this person is trying to, you know, dirty Mac in front of me, and you know, like,
wow.
I don't understand it. So, you know, it's fun when we talk about it afterwards. You know, it's not funny, you know, at the time, but you know, that's when I have the best of times, because when we travel, we run into not only just different people around the United States, but that have not seen an Afro-Brazilian in person. Traveling to, like, we went to South Africa, or if we go to Ethiopia, Frankfurt, Germany, people, you know, well, let me bring this up. Around Asians is the funniest. And, you know, because just in California alone, being around Asians, they look at my wife like, you know, they're looking at her hairline. You know, they trying to see, like, okay, what kind of glue is she using? How is she? Because unfortunately, so many African American women are wearing these, you know, weaves of many types, wigs, things like that. So they're studying her hair, because, you know, they own most of the hair shops. So they're trying to figure out, how does it look so real and natural? Because I guess they've never really seen an Afro-Brazilian in person as well. So those are the fun times, especially, like I said, here in California. But going abroad, that's when I have my best of times with my wife, because I'm not under this, this I guess pressure in America that we experience, which is the reason why I like to travel the most anyway.
Yeah, I see the point for the guys when when the guys they met women, they put the hands in the back of it.
It's so real.
Yeah, let me make sure it's the natural.
Yeah, sometimes I'll pull her here.
They just pass the hands. Let me make sure it's the natural.
Yeah.
I see.
Natural lashes. My wife's eyes are hazel, actually. So good lighting, you'll see it, and so she gets a lot of compliments when we go out. People just burst out and say, "I love your hair," and things like that. Men with their wives will turn around when the wife's not looking and go, "You have a very beautiful hair." And it's like, okay. And then his wife turns around and he'll act just like he never said anything. And I look at my wife and I'm like, wow,
Hair envy, man. Hair
it's
envy.
pretty funny, it's pretty funny.
Let me bring Bones in the room. He's sitting in the green room here. Let's welcome Bones to the room. Bones?
Hey guys.
Yeah, English only, Bones. Don't even try.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's up, sir? Did you have a question for our couple?
Yeah, I was just enjoying his, the conversation. And you remember last week, Dennis, I was we kind of like made a little wager as to how did he actually meet her. So I think I was on point. I said you probably met her through a language exchange app, and that's what it was.
Yeah, there you go.
Very nice.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. Oh, did you have another question?
No.
What
I
are... Okay, go ahead, Hannah.
It's because I asked him the best moment, sad moment they have. And I want to know also, of course, if they want to say a little bit about it, or if they have one bad experience where they want to share with us. Let's say, the first time she don't have the visa, or something happens, one word, bad things.
A bad thing.
One difficult moment you guys have.
Moment. Don't really have any difficult moments.
Not really. Was it sometimes when we are at home and my English was not that great, so sometimes I have a little difficult to understand some things. Was more about our conversation, but nothing that a lot of patience and love can resolve.
Yeah, so there were times that communication was like, and it's like, you understand me? No? You don't understand the words coming out of my mouth? No. It's like, I'll do it myself. That kind of thing sometimes.
Honey, can you wash the dishes?
No, but as far as our household, I know some guys are curious about. No, I don't do dishes. No, I don't clean the house. I don't do laundry.
You don't cook.
Yeah, I don't cook.
You don't press clothes.
So she's very traditional.
After I got married, I gained like 70, 80 pounds.
Wow.
So I was much smaller than you guys.
I believe that happens with most of the men when they get married. I don't know in the United States, but in Brazil, it's like most of the men after they married, they get pounds.
That's what happened to me. So I wasn't always this big. But
you're being taken care of. If you don't cook and clean and do all these things, then she is a very traditional, what we consider traditional wife, right?
Yeah, she's not into the club scene. Matter of fact, she's never been to a club.
Yeah, but one thing I have to say, you guys need to run for, because in few more years, I believe maybe in 5, 10 maximum, that all this is going to be changed, because the Brazilian women, they're going to change for like similar some American women. The ones they don't want to cook, the ones they don't want. Brazilian women soon they come exactly the same.
Well, that's why you gotta now go outside of these.
The world it's strange. Brazil, it's late with things. You know, it's only to come to us later. And
That's
now
why-
the women in Brazil, they don't want to cook anymore. That's what I say. Some women in Brazil, the husband, they are working and they call delivery food.
Mm,
They contact for quentinha. She's not quentinha.
wow.
Yeah,
No.
women, they wait for the guys. Oh, this guy, he's have a point with me because he's doing laundry, he's take care of the house. You know, I just doing my nails, lay down, relax, and I contact the food. Some women in Brazil
No, that,
like
no.
that. So you
Not
guys
even
need
close.
to run.
Hope
You
those
guys
values
want
don't
to
change.
still
No.
have some body. It's come for before tradition before.
That's why you need to, if you want a traditional woman, you need to stay out of
Women's
the
before
tourist areas
their house,
Yeah.
the men's.
because they come to expect it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it helps a lot. Like I was stating, when you go to other areas outside of Rio and Sao Paulo, you will meet a lot of traditional families, and it just so happened while I of course got engaged and married to my wife, her family really I guess adopted me as their own. They like me more than they like my wife now, and so. And the craziest thing, and I will tell you, it almost made me cry, was they contacted me on my birthday. And her parents and siblings, they all sung to me for my birthday, on the phone and everything. And I was like, whoa, my family, my family never did anything like that for me. So I'm like, wow. So it just goes to show you how, they really
Close knit.
treat me as a family member, and they on holidays, they always acknowledge me, and they always want to know how I'm doing, and so I think that helps out a lot with keeping my wife in her traditional ways, with being in very close contact with the family, so they don't deviate and start taking instruction from knucklehead women that aren't
That's
traditional in a
beautiful, man.
sense.
That's beautiful. Go ahead.
Do you have any reservations? Maybe moving to Brazil, or maybe getting a second home there?
I would like to actually move out of this country eventually. We have discussed that. We have been looking at different places. That's why we've been to a few countries in Africa, and I did consider Brazil. And in my field, I work in the IT field. I can work almost anywhere in the world. However, I would like us to be comfortable, so I take that into consideration, and just essentially the dollar value in trading, once I retire. So well, it's being considered,
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to live abroad. I currently have a Colombian girlfriend who I'm going to marry, and so
Nice.
and so I'm I want to have a home in Colombia as well as here, and so Colombia is just a hop, skip, and jump away from the United States. You can be from Miami, you can be in Colombia like 2.5 hours, and so 3 hours, and so it's just a happy medium for me. But yeah, I sort of kind of like have the same experience you have.
Yeah.
I met my fiance in a language exchange
Ooh.
program as well.
When's the wedding?
Well, I don't have a date yet.
You have a
Still
date?
working on it. No, I don't have a date yet, but yeah, I'm planning on retiring in Medellin, Colombia. That's gonna be my
Okay.
base.
You're gonna go to Colombia. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I forgot my question now.
You got your question.
Sorry.
Write it down.
Sorry.
I gotta write. I gotta start writing when I get stuff. Yeah. Well, I mean, guys, any other questions? Please chime in.
Okay.
Hold on.
Do you have a favorite country in Africa? You said you did visit and you may consider living there. Is it any particular country you like?
Well, we've been to South Africa a couple of times, so I guess that would be my favorite for now, because I chose it because of the infrastructure.
Yeah, yeah.
That was very important to me, and of course, the economy. Stayed in the Melrose Arch area. I'm not sure if you're familiar with, how familiar with South Africa you are, but so it's a very well established area. It was unfortunate though, all of the restaurants in that area, none of them were African, and it's dominated mostly by Mazugo, how do they call it? Mazungas. So
Yeah.
pretty much Broncos, right? So
Yes.
But that is still my favorite. I'll be going back there again later this year.
Oh, nice.
Made a few friends that we did start a business, but that didn't really take off because of some hindrances with that. But however, it's a great place to start. So that is, I guess, the number one choice right now is South Africa.
Yeah, Beach Material says, is that the Sandton area?
Sandton, correct. Well, it's near Sandton. It's not exactly Sandton, but you're very close. Yes, Melrose Arch is very close to Sandton.
Yeah, I have a
Sandton is a very nice area.
for her. The area where you live in the United States, it's cold. It's winter time, right? There, so cold.
Oh, that's in New York City. Yes, but we're in California.
Now, when she's going there, how it's her experience when she's in the springtime?
For taking my wife to New York City, we were there earlier this year, and she froze. She froze. I mean, like we walking, and I made sure she had on appropriate gear. The gloves and the long down coat and the boots, and with the insulation. She still froze. Yeah, she still froze. So
The first what month did you move to the United States? Like, was it in the summertime, winter?
it was
month?
June 30th. It was warm.
Yeah.
June 30th.
June. Okay, so
29.
yeah, California would have been hot too. So
I can tell you exactly.
just not as hot as.
Yes, same to me when I come the first time in the United States. And it's summer in Lincoln, Nebraska. In Lincoln, Nebraska in the winter.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Very cold.
Wow.
And then the first time I see the snow, I think, oh my God, it's so cute. I go outside, I'm very happy with my new puppy, the dog, and we go outside and he's put his mouth up. But then after some days, I think, oh my God, I just want to go back to Brazil. Like 6 months in the winter, and I just think, oh my God, I want back to Brazil now. I'm freezing. If you go to the market, then you need to go in the garage, you need to run to the car. And then when you are in the market, when you sign the car, you out with jacket. Then when you are in the market, in the park, you need to think about it. What I doing? I put my jacket or I just run? So, and then I put my jacket, I walk into the market. When I'm inside, warm, and then I take off. And then when I go out, I have the things, the groceries, so then I put on and go into the car. And then inside the car, I take it off. And then when I back home, take this, oh boy.
People in warm countries don't know these
Right. Yeah.
Garrett Morris says, has your wife adjusted to the big culture shock living in California versus Brazil? You feel adjusted?
Not really. Not really, because the behavior of people here still shock me. Sometimes we say good morning, they don't say good morning back. In Brazil, everybody says hello to everybody. You don't have to have a good reason to say hello back to everybody in Brazil, but here is different.
This is our culture. I'll tell you, if I'm walking down the street, I see people and you nod or whatever. But if somebody talks to me, I'm immediately like, okay, who is this guy? What does he want? That's my reaction. And if I'm somewhere like here where I live, it's out in the suburbs, so it's a little bit more friendly. But if I'm walking where there's a lot of people, and people talk to me, I get very uncomfortable. And I noticed the difference when I went
No,
to
but
Brazil.
it's many nice peoples there, you know. That's what I say when I start to talk, you know. I sit outside in a house and people they just pass and say hi, 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 one side, hi, other side. All the
Renata,
time when
Renata,
people's walking,
look at
they
you.
walking.
You think people are going to be rude to you if you talk to them if you're on the street?
It happens.
Well, it happens,
But
but let's be real. So you can't use yourself. I'm
Linda.
talking about the general like
Linda.
I'm a guy,
Mhm.
right? It's a little bit different. And guys, between men, like you don't really, yeah, you know, you're in an elevator. Hey, what's up? Yeah, weather's good, but you don't really talk. So our defenses are always up. I noticed the difference when I went to Brazil. The people were like, even Americans. You go to Brazil, you take us out of this environment, and we change. Because I when I went to the beach and I sat down, I wanted to sit with other guys, and it's like, hey, but where are you from? Oh, I'm from here, and I'm striking up conversations. I would never do that here.
No.
You think if I was sitting on the beach, I would go sit with a group of other people that I don't know and be like, hey, what's up, man? Where are you from? No, you would look like a creep.
They're in a different country and all the guys are together. It's same if I go, let's say, to Mexico, Cancun. If I see some people they from Brazil there, you know, why not go? Oh, you're from Brazil? Which party? You know, in Rio? Oh, also I'm also from Rio. You know, it's different when you go somewhere and you meet.
It is different, but even amongst Brazilians, you guys are different. You guys act different. I see it.
Yeah.
It is a warmer culture. It is more inviting. It's different. And the longer I stay in Brazil, the more relaxed I am. I don't feel that weight on my shoulder. Things are easier. Things are more light, and it's like a therapy.
That's what I call it.
It helps. It really helps. You know, I'm not bombarded by the news and all the crap that's going on and everything and everybody around you it's just lighter and you just feel better. I don't know how to explain.
Yeah, Dennis, which visa? I want to know which visa, how long it take the visa.
Okay, wait. Before we get to that, let me just read. I don't want to get behind on these questions. We'll get to that in a second. Lando Calrissian says, hi, Hanata. The Force is here. The Force. How Dana Dane says, how is the state of Paraíba? Is it a good place to meet people?
I'll let you say.
Well, in my opinion, is a great place. Yes, it's a great place to meet people, but it's important you know a little Portuguese to be able to have a conversation with them, because in my personal experience, the majority don't have a necessity to know how to speak English, you know, because we don't have a lot of American tourist visitors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it would be a nice place because it's off the grid.
Yeah,
for most tourists. Everybody goes to either São Paulo or Rio de Janeiro or Salvador.
Yeah. If you like,
you know, I have some friends up in that area, which I plan to visit this winter. But it's sort of off the grid. Yeah, I would agree with her.
yes, it's hot.
Yeah,
it's hot all the
Very
time.
hot. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, I can see why they wear practically no clothing. So it's cooking.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Yeah.
Okay. Marcus says Jampa is his favorite city in Brazil. I don't know. Is that Jampa in Paraíba?
Jampa is like a nickname for João Pessoa.
Oh, okay.
That's so cool.
All right. Something new. Okay, so Renata, go ahead with your visa thing.
Yeah, I want to know what type visa they try. It's they only try once or they try more than once time. How long it take?
To have my wife come to the United States.
Yeah, because I mean, my ex, we get visa for the first time that we try, but it's take like 1 year and 6 months to get the
Ah,
visa. In 2002,
mhm.
it's like a lot of papers. It's not computers, so it's that big papers. We
Yeah, it
need
was
to
stacked.
write, fill all the questions. You need to go into the Police Federal, see
Mhm.
if I don't have passed any policias before, it's a lot of things. It's
Mhm.
take 1 year and a half to get
Well, it's
fiancé visa.
it still took about 18 months. However, doing the paperwork, you grab the K1 visa, and you have to, because she's coming here. Of course, it's different if I was going there, and I had to print all of that out twice, and you fill all of that out, and it's very inquisitive and thorough. So you have to do all that paperwork. I believe it was at least 30 pages,
Wow.
and it has to be accurate. You have to know a lot about her.
So
You have to know about her family and yours
yeah,
in detail.
sorry to ask. And
Go ahead.
so which the year you guys look for visa?
For when I did the paperwork, I started it as soon as I came back home after I asked her to marry me, which was in 2018.
18.
Yeah,
And yes, so it's because the things is changed, right? Because now everything is about computer. It's not use paper anymore, or it's still
no,
use paper.
you still have to fill everything out in paper form and send out this
Wow.
huge packet. You have to get things notarized.
So
It's
she
a lot
have.
to it. Yes.
So you put she have a fiancé visa.
Yes. K1, the K1 visa. Yes. Very
Yeah.
popular. The one that they advertise on that show 90 Day Fiance, which is not really accurate. It's a lot of satire in that.
Yes, and that's still the same. She have to be like married before 3 months, and 3 months
For
back
90 days, that part is accurate. You have 90 days to marry, or she will have to get back on the plane.
to Brazil. So it's still the same after all
That
this.
part, yes. That 90
Wow.
days. Yes. So if I say, it ain't working out,
You know, you guys don't have time even for 5.
like, hey, you gonna have to.
Married.
So,
Oh boy, I'm joke.
Willie Beeman says, I'm in the city of Philadelphia. It's not the city of brotherly love as it's known for. If I don't like folks, I don't like folks speaking to me at all because they can't be trusted. Yeah, this is America. This is America. Yeah.
yeah, I was
I'm
born and
sorry,
raised in New York.
Bones, did you read my message?
Oh, I'm not
I
sure.
put a message in the private, just explaining something. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I was born and raised in New York City, so I already know about not speaking to people you don't know. I mean, that's how New Yorkers are. We don't talk to people. When someone is approaching you, they're really trying to sell you something. There's a hustle going on or something. So you just keep a straight face and keep it moving. So but when you go to a place like Brazil, you have to drop all of that. That whole mindset has to just leave it in America. And when you land in Brazil, you can speak to anyone, and everyone is going to respond. Don't speak to the homeless if you see anybody, if someone looks like they are. But but other than that, I mean, it's really cool to go there and talk to people.
One more question. When I get my visa, I go into privacy room. It's still the same.
Yeah. Not really, because when I arrived in America, I arrived in Atlanta. So, and I don't know if in the time you did, they give you an envelope. the United States consulate give you an envelope with all your paperwork inside that you have to give to the officer when you arrives in United States.
Now I talk about it when you guys going to get the visa for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You
I
guys
didn't do
in
that.
the privacy room, or because now some things is changed. I know.
Are you
but-
Are you referring to the interview?
Yeah, the interview. It's in a
Okay.
privacy room, or
So-
it's and you stand in a line with a lot of people, and you guys
Well-
going to talk with someone.
I believe they still do that for some people, but I was fortunate enough to not have to do that. I had enough credentials where they didn't require that I go to an interview. They just already had verification of who I was and where I was from, because I was born and raised in the United States, and my family, my parents as well, and because like my dad was in the military, my brothers was in the military, so they documented my whole family pretty well. So I was fortunate enough to not have to go through that part of the process.
Oh, she's just go by herself when
Yes.
to get the visa.
Yeah, they
Wow.
checked her out. They didn't really check me out.
Okay.
Wow.
I oh, sorry. Was you done?
That's an interesting thing. I never hear about it. You know, the couples they get visa and the guy go there and the woman go there by herself. They not going together.
Nah,
They're trying to.
After, I mean, I
like
have
when they
been
interrogate you,
and I have some
separately.
friends they did after me, but we always, supposed to be there together. I know, like
Oh,
this first
So
time.
they want to
that-
know if the stories add up. They need to know.
yeah.
But one of the things that you spoke about in the beginning, you said the difference with you and being a passport bro and what passport bros are known for. One of the rules that they always say is never bring your wife from another country to America, because the reasoning is they're going to get corrupted, they're going to get American friends, and they're going to turn like an American woman, and it's no good. Like, so you heard all these things.
I've heard all those things, and my very close-knit circle of friends, they told me, do not bring her back here at all. They told me, don't do it. Even after, of course, I told them I had proposed, and they were like, man, don't do it, man. But I went against them, of course, being in love, and so 4 years later, we're together, and the ones that they were with from the States, of course, their relationships are not going well at all. So
What was the difference, do you think, that made, like, I have a theory, but what was it that made you say, no, this is fine for me, this is going to work for me? Like, what pushed you to go against?
we talked a lot, but we spent many hours on the phone prior to my wife's arrival, and I was very clear on what our social life is going to be like. So it's very important that you establish that type of rules of how many people, not really how many, but who you will interact with. You can't take on a lot of friends around your wife, even if it is other married couples, because like Hanada was saying about, American women having certain ideals, you don't really want your wife to be an American. You want her to stay a Brazilian. Mm-hmm. And so that's very important. So my wife, all her friends are Brazilian. Her coworkers are Brazilian. And, pretty much the family that she communicates with. Do you have any American friends? No. So, the culture, the way they do things, everything that, like, her coworkers will actually acknowledge me and say happy birthday, or if I'm sick, they will check on me to see if I'm okay. The Brazilians, and they're very tight as a social order. So that's very important to keep that culture, because that culture is going to be what keeps you together. Unfortunately, the American culture is not that way at all. So
I guess she doesn't listen to Cardi B.
Oh my goodness.
No, no, no.
I'm playing, but
Cardi B says, "I don't cook, I don't clean," but they have
yeah, she's
footage of her doing exactly that, and she's
Yeah.
Latina, so it's pretty funny.
yeah. The marketing of, I mean, you must be amazed, Miss Sickwit,
Oh.
at the way women are marketed, the way they market themselves in America. You must look at it and go, "Oh my God," or I don't even know if you see it. Maybe you don't even watch the craziness. Like if you watch reality TV, you'll get,
No,
oh my God, right?
no, we don't watch TV.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So
I mean,
it's
we see YouTube videos of of you guys, shows like yours, but that's pretty much it. Of course, the Manosphere and Passport Bros, Black Man's Options. I keep up with things like that, and then YouTube suggests like news stories, and I'll
Right.
just see the captions, thumbnails, and I'll just leave it at that. But we don't follow media too much at all because it's so negative, especially against Black men in this country. So a Black man that lives like how I live, that's pretty much unheard of because of how things have turned around for me in a number of just recent years. So it's very important that I keep my wife in a positive state without the negative news and who she socializes with, because it's very important for the environment that we're in, that I do not let things get into my wife's head and then corrupt her, so to speak. So, I control the atmosphere. And so somebody says, "Oh, you're a controlling person." As a man, I have to be. It's very important. If we do decide to have children, I want my children to be well protected and happy. You know what I mean? So it's very important that my wife understands the importance of why I do things the way I do them.
right. So yeah, it's about the community you
So
have around you.
it's all Latino culture for us in a sense. Like I said, we do go to Africa, and in Africa they're very family structured there as well. However, unfortunately, I'm not too close knit with an African community here in California, so it's more so the Latino culture.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my thinking was, one, you got to meet her, you see her morals and values. See she's not trying to. You have to look at what they're doing in Brazil.
Yes.
First and foremost, if they're hitting the club on the weekends and getting crazy and they're going to come to America and want to do that, because then they're going to feel, I'm bored. I need friends here so I can go out with. I need to do this. I need to do that. And yeah, you just have to communicate and make sure you're compatible with whoever you get with.
My wife has never been to a nightclub, bar, all those different social things that people go to when they're a young adult. My wife has never been to those things, So it's very important that I tell her about them because when I was younger, I was in the nightclubs and various ways having time. But the bottom line is you're not missing anything, because years later people regret their actions, especially women. So that it's very important that the culture, the environment that you keep your wife in when you bring her to the States, that helps out tremendously.
Right. Willie Beeman says California is the most liberal state in America. If it's working out for you, for him, I can't hate on it. So yeah,
it's very true.
John the Ultimate Trick says I remind him of Anderson Silva. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Charlie says it's not good to isolate yourself in the U.S. It may come back to bite you. But he's not isolating himself. He's surrounding himself with like-minded people and with other Brazilians, like that community that represents what he sees in Brazil rather than U.S. influenced culture around him. So
yeah, not isolated at all. Not isolated at all.
Let me bring Charlene Yu into the room. He's sitting in the green room here, and let's welcome Charlene Yu.
Gringo. What's this gringo?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? About time you let me in this thing.
Sorry, we had to wait till the question was answered. Go ahead, man. What do you got for us?
Well, if we started way too long. In fact, we need to come up with a play 'em off song for you. But I want a play 'em off song, like in the awards.
Uh-huh.
But no, I wanted to hit on the "Don't Bring Her Back" statement.
Mm-hmm.
The thing where a lot of passport bros get wrong is they don't seek out expat communities from their wives. You know what I mean? So, like, she's a Brazilian woman. He needs to be looking for a Brazilian expat community where he lives in, I think, California. So you find that Brazilian expat community. There you go. Because number one, she's going to feel like she's at home, even though she's not at home, if that makes sense. Like,
that's exactly what he says he does. He surrounds himself with other Brazilians, and the people she works with are Brazilians, and they have like-minded family base. And
exactly, because a lot of them are going to just keep their like their dealings, their business ventures, and everything like that kind of in-house. Like, like the Chinese, the Indians, all sorts of immigrant communities that come over, they usually tend to stay in-house.
Right.
Whereas if they have kids that live in the States or whatever, they're going to branch out and become more American versus the immigrant parent, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's more of a survival tactic than anything. So for a lot of dudes that they have marriages that fail, it's really their fault, not the woman. Where they say, oh, the woman is, she became Americanized and all this stuff. Well, you put her in an environment where she had to survive, and the best way for her to survive is to adapt. And so once she adapted, she became the thing that you quote unquote feared the most, which was being an American woman.
I now understand exactly. I just pick up some things.
He's saying that, well, you heard what Mr. Sick With It talked about, right? Just because somebody, how to explain this? He doesn't want his wife to be Americanized, like be out there meeting American people and acting and doing the same things, because it's not.
That's what I try to understand. But my point is a little bit, different. I know every people, they are different and they think different. But when I live in the United States, all my family and friends, everybody are in Brazil. When I come in the United States, my husband, he's make sure I come close to his family, his parents. He's make sure that I make friends. I in the United States that's what I say. In the United States have a point where, let's say the guys, brothers, they go out and hunting, right? They one time in a month or one time or two times in a year, they go out by themselves and doing some things together. In the United States also have the moment of women's. When the women, they come each other, stay together, and they have their own moment when they talk about it, they doing things, And I have this experience. That's how I make friends. I talk with the neighbors. I go into the shop, and I have many friends in the United States. I go to the gym by myself. I have friends in the gym, and then it's good for me. That's how I know the culture there also, how everything is working. For me to meet my friends in the United States, I need to make appointment. When are we going to see? When are we going to the shop? And when we going, let's go to the gym or something like that. And it's a little bit more different.
Even with you, your husband took care of you to make sure that you made friends with the people he approved of. His family his extended family and friends. So
took you out of your
he
environment.
didn't know other Brazilians there, but his family is very family oriented. They have a certain structure and the way they live, and he introduced you into that. And so he's doing the same thing that Mr. Sickwit did, but he has access to other Brazilians, and he's keeping her in that Brazilian culture. You were brought into American culture, but not the American culture like the Cardi B's and the Meg the Stallions, where you were going out with the girls on Vegas trips and doing craziness. So it's the same thing. I don't think I think you're saying the same thing. It's just
No, basically she did all that because she had to. She had to because it was a survival tactic.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to adapt to the culture of the United States.
Yeah.
Gray, less whoever this Cardi B person is, or Gavlin, less whoever Megan isn't a stallion a male horse?
Yeah. Willie Beeman says, if I brought a wife back here, I'd have to move her to a more traditional conservative environment like South Carolina. I have land down there from my great grandfather. Yes.
That's actually counterproductive. You need to be like somewhere in Florida or Massachusetts, somewhere with a large Portuguese speaking community.
Yeah, that would be nice. Make her feel more at home if you can find it. Spaces and places out there, says Charlie Rue, he's not isolating them, he's protecting them from the nonsense. Yeah.
That's right.
So
Lisa's got it.
do you understand, Renata? What are you okay?
You know,
I don't want you to feel
I don't
that
have,
they're saying
any Brazilian friends when I live in the United States. All the friends I have, it's American ones.
because you didn't have access to it.
That's also helped me, you know, because let's say the wife from the brother of my ex, she's not speak English. She understand. She's not go out. She's not make friends. She don't have drive license. She's completely dependent of the guy. That's not good. When you make your wife depend of you to go to the market, when you make your wife depend of you to doing some things, you know, I don't think it's good. That's mean you create your life inside one ball where you control. It's not good.
And now
I'm completely free when I live in the United States. You know, I have my own. We're going to do nails.
Hold on, Charlie.
We're going to the gym. You know, we met girls, weekend women's, you know, in a house. That's good thing to do. And that's how I learned my English.
Once again, it's a survival tactic. You had to adapt. You're just co-signing to everything I'm saying here. Now, if you had a Brazilian community, I think in Nebraska, wherever it was, then you would probably fare a little bit better. You would know your way around that city or state or whatever a little bit better. But since you don't, because there's no Brazilians, you were 100% dependent. You and your ex-sister-in-law were dependent on your husband and brother-in-law respectively to kind of get stuff done. You had to learn English because it was a survival tactic. You had to learn because last time I checked, not many people in Nebraska speak Portuguese.
Yeah, but I only live in Lincoln, Nebraska for 1 year. Then after I moved to Florida.
Right, but the point still remains is that there's not very many Nebraskans or Portuguese speaking people.
But in Florida, where I live, have a supermarket, Brazilian supermarket, where I found the product from Brazil. They have Brazilian peoples, they work there, and I don't make friends there, you know, not just because I don't want it, but because the history of the woman there, you know, I think, oh my God, maybe it's that I go away.
But you could have networked a lot better in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Orlando has a big Brazilian population.
So
but again, if you're a couple, I have to lean more to how Mr. and Mrs. Sikwit do it. They want to surround themselves with like-minded people and like-minded community. The communities that are most successful in this country are the ones that do that kind of stick together and help each other and build off of their similarities.
Right.
So let me read a couple of the things being said in here. Since you're in tech, Mr. Stick with it, have you thought about ways to incorporate your skill in the collaboration with helping skilled men in America find love in Brazil like you did? I think you got a job, man.
Oh, wow, I thought he was just gonna say help guys learn IT, but wow, find love. No, I haven't thought about doing that. I mean, I have told a few guys about how it worked for me, trying out the Hello Talk app. Just last night, I was speaking to a brother about, finding out how to utilize the app to meet women, and maybe something might turn out for the best for them, for him. So that's the only way, but not through my personal tech skills. No.
Yeah, that's a whole other career. You're asking them to
I'd have to probably
leave his job and create something completely new. Spaces and Places out there says she's experiencing her life in America with her husband and her friends. Yes, she is not a slave. Yes,
right, definitely not. No.
Here's the bottom line: they're married and happy. Everybody in the peanut gallery talking about what they should do. Yeah. Muslim cultures, Asian and others understand this, which is why they are more tight knit and successful.
Yeah.
So yeah. However, whatever your path is to happiness, you got to find it. But I see a lot of Brazilians that come to America and end up running back to Brazil, and it's because the
culture.
Yeah, they're not doing things. It's just too much. Like you really got to find your way. And
you know who that reminds me of?
No. I have 3 friends of mine. They come in the United States, the girls, and they decide to come back because they don't have friends. They completely feel lonely there. They don't have friends, peoples to talk. They are inside this ball. I talk about it.
You know what other group is like that?
Communicate with nobody else, like even only the husband, and all the family, the friends, everybody are in Brazil, and they feel so,
isolated.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have 3 friends. They decide to come back, not to make the relationship going because that. And I try to advise. I say, go to the mall, talk with the neighbors, try to make some friends, because that's what I did.
Were they in Nebraska?
No, in Florida.
They were in Florida. There's plenty of Brazilians.
Yeah, and Clearwater, St. Pete Beach Island, St. Petersburg.
Oh, St. Petersburg. Okay.
Beach Island next to Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah, they're more on this side.
Yes.
Miami and
they're most on the eastern side. Yeah, the eastern side.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
My neighbor, she's knocking my door. She say, "Oh, Renata, I take Grace to the football class. You want to come in with me?" And I say, "Yes, sure." And I just go with her to see her. She take the kids to the school class for football, And
it's all about who you like. See, that sounds like something nice and wholesome, right? But are you meeting with people that at the gym that say, "Yeah, we're gonna go to Vegas this weekend and we're gonna," that's the kind of stuff that is gonna change somebody and it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, so, girls' night out, all that stuff.
Yeah,
no, but
yeah, she's invited me also. Let's go to the restaurant, and then one day, me and my ex, we met all her family in the Thanksgivings. Also in the Christmas, we go there. We met all her family, and I get more friends.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm sorry. It's interesting that your 3 friends that you mentioned didn't meet anyone. However, before I even met my wife, and I had a neighbor at the time. I lived in an apartment, and I didn't know she was an elderly woman. And she brought me over one day pounds of cajun, and I barely knew her. I would just say hello to her every day, and she brought me that. I guess as a friendly gesture, of course. And then I found out, of course, she was Brazilian. At the time, I didn't know what that cheesy bread was, and so it was easy to meet her and her son and his wife and their children. And it's interesting, they're Brazilians. And so your friends didn't meet anyone in Florida. It's kind of, I don't know, were they very standoffish? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know how they lived in that kind of environment and didn't meet other Brazilians.
It happens. It can happen. I mean,
they were very, I don't know what they were into, but sometimes some people maybe walk around with a stone face and make people, move back from not saying anything to them if you look kind of standoffish, So,
Yeah.
not sure.
That's what I say. The first Brazilian girl that I meet in the United States, of course, when I go into the Disney World in Orlando, I hear a lot of Brazilians, but it isn't Disney. But when I saw this Brazilian market close to where I live, and the people's working there, they speak Portuguese. And the girl, where I pass the things that I buy, the girl, she's from Brazil. And then I say, oh, you're Brazilian. Good. I'm very happy, but then Brazilians, we always talk too much. And when she told me about her history, how she come in the United States, how it's her moment there, how she's lived, and I think, oh my God, I don't want to take her number. I don't want to contact. It's a little bit risk.
it can also
The situation she's are,
Let me just thank James Wingate for the $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. Yes, I know you're tired. Get some sleep, man.
Yeah, you guys, we're on the West Coast, you guys, the East Coast. So
yeah,
I might be the dirty South. So
yeah, again, Renata, it just goes back to the type of people. I'm personally not saying don't talk to people unless they're Brazilian or whatever. I'm just saying you have to see who you let into your circle because it can make things negative. Americans talk about this all the time. If you're married, if you're an American couple and you're married, they say don't let your friend hang out with their single friends because these American women, they're single and the advice they give is not good. Is advice to keep you single. The places they go and the things they want to do and the partying they want to do, they're going to meet other people. You don't want to have that environment inside your own happy home.
Infiltrate your home, right? So, Kevin Samuels always said that single women keep their friends single.
Well, but this thing, it's not depend about you guys. It's depend also about us. Let's say if I'm living in the United States, since before, if I have a single friend, she asks me to go out and hang out in the night in a bar, of course I say no to her. Because I don't want my husband to be able to do the same. So we know what is wrong, what's correct when we live there. So that's why my friends, they take me to the beach, they take me to the mall, they take me to doing nails, doing hair, they don't ask me to go out in the night because they know I'm married.
Well, that's great. We're all talking the same language pretty much.
Respect, we are able to say no.
You can still meet a guy at the store. You can still meet a guy at the beach. You can still meet a guy at all these other places.
Yep.
But yeah, to me, what I was trying to say 10 minutes ago, it's actually interesting that Brazilians are a lot like Italians because Italians will immigrate to the United States and then turn around and go right back home. I didn't realize that Brazilians did the same thing. That's interesting to me as well. But Renata, I gotta ask, and this is somewhat personal. Do you still have your visa credentials to come back to the States? Out of curiosity.
No, I come back before that.
Right. Oh, so they're expired?
Well, yes. Well, it's not expired. I just possible come back because I have the appointment. I moved to Brazil. I decided to back to Brazil in December. And then I have the appointment to get my citizenship in February. But my ex and I just start to, and then my dad, he's passed. And the plans that we make for our life, it's not the same. It's, my dream is to be mom. And I think after some time, I think why I keep still with him if I not get mom. And the feeling I have to him, it's go low down after that. I think why I ask myself, why? Because before love is there. But the point when I get disappointed, when our plans is change, then I get disappointed, the feelings is change. And my dad, he's passed. And I think, okay, I'm afraid to lose my mom and I'm not next to her when she's passed, same as my dad.
So you came back for family reasons.
So then I come back for the family. I come back because also my dream.
She wanted to be a mother, and he didn't want kids. I mean, this is something
The point is in the
okay.
beginning. No, the point is in the beginning when he's met me, I was 17 years old. The plan is, yes, we have children because he asked me what's my plan for my future. And let's say he said, okay, when you are 21 years old, we have children. We're doing many things together. We are friends. We are happy. We are husband, wife. We very happy. He still say to me, I still say to him, we are very good together. We have very good moments, the best times in our life when we are together. But when's the point he say, no, I just want to continue traveling with you. After many years, he say, I just want to continue traveling with you, doing the same things together. Just wait till I die, then you have a lot of money. You'll be millionaire. You can have many kids that you want it. I say, no, I don't want to sit here and wait till you dying. I dare to live the moments, enjoy my life, all the rest of my life and his life with him. So when he say the plan is changed, he's not want anymore, then my feelings for him, it's going completely down. It's not a matter how much millionaire he's are, it's going to stop me to make my dream. My dream is to be mom. If he say no, so what hell I doing there?
It's getting heavy, Renata.
I buy you an apartment.
Renata,
Go
what are we drinking tonight?
Vodka.
There it is.
No, I'm not lying.
No, but I just
lying. You think that truth serum kicking
I'm
in?
not reason to lie. That's the truth. That's the reason. And today, you know what he's saying? He's 79 years old. And you know what he's saying?
Yeah.
Renata, I wish we back in the past. I make everything different. He's tried to back to me even when I have 3 kids. He asked many times to come back. Till the first time my first daughter's born, he say, I can come back with you. And I say, you don't want one children with me. Why you want to, you accept my 3 children? That's my answer, my question for him.
okay.
That answer my question.
So that's a
And
lot
he
of
said,
detail.
because I'm the only woman make his happy in his life.
Okay, let's lighten it up a little bit here. Las Vegas Sports Talk says, "What's wrong with Las Vegas?" I don't mean to put down Las Vegas. I just mean, well, I do. Las Vegas is the city of sin. Okay.
If you have
We know why people go to Las Vegas on girls' trips and guys' trips. It's debauchery, man.
if
If you're with a girl and she says, "I'm going with my girlfriend to Las Vegas," then it could be a red flag. So that I'm just using it as because that's a stereotypical
Vegas or Jamaica or Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai.
No, you don't want to go to Dubai. You'll end up turning into a human toilet. It's like it's like really weird. But Vegas, if you have a gambling addiction, stay out of there.
Hmm.
That place will ruin you. But there's some good restaurants in nearby Henderson that I want to check out. Some seafood joints with like the large crab legs and stuff. I definitely want to check that place out.
Cool.
Uh,
Rafiq Jennings says, "Do you think Brazil is more social country than the USA?"
Yes.
yeah.
I think so.
It's not even a question, really. It's yeah, definitely by a large margin. So
Sick with it. I got a question. Where are you guys at? You guys are in California, right? What part of Cali?
Bay Area. We're in the Bay Area,
Cisco?
Northern California. Mhm.
You know what it's like, Rafiq? If you go to like a Spanish home or in a Spanish community or any of these small communities where like Chinatown and any of these Spanish areas, and you meet those families and they have parties and quinceañeras and they're very that's how it is. But Brazil, I think it's across the board more.
And
In America, you don't, the typical American family, the typical black family, you don't see some of that tight knit.
in the South, you
structures.
kind of do. In the South, you kind of do.
Yeah, it depends where you are, but in general, across the board, yeah, Brazil,
Okay.
I think is more.
No, but I got a story, somewhat of a story about that. How I got into Brazilian culture was I played a bunch of football. I want to say about 13 years ago, 13, 15 years ago. And my friend from Argentina actually introduced me to my Brazilian friends on my birthday. So we went, played, and all that stuff. And then afterwards, it was like pizza, wings, beer. And we're sitting at the indoor soccer arena till like 4 o'clock in the afternoon because they played at 10 o'clock in the morning. We sit there for nearly 8 to 10 hours just chilling, talking. Well, I didn't know Portuguese at the time, so they're just amongst each other talking like crazy, networking. And there was a community there like, hey, you're going to come over, eat picanha, blah, 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 all this stuff. They're making plans. So, yeah, they're extremely social and there's extremely strong sense of community there. So, yeah, I can say that Brazilians are extremely social. Up to my coworkers, one of my ex-coworkers now, they have, they sit amongst themselves. They're shooting the breeze with each other. They're gossiping, all this other stuff. And there's a real tight community with them. And I'm starting to hang out with some of them outside of work. So, yeah, there's a strong sense of social network. They're very social people. Like they're going to events. They're having costume parties at Halloween. When people get new jobs or celebrate, everyone, they go celebrate that. My friend came in town from Seattle. He used to live here. We all met up with him. He spent the weekend down, hung out. Yeah, Brazilians are very social.
Yeah, I agree. Any other questions? Please throw them in there now. If I missed anybody's questions, please repost. Anything you guys want to ask Mr. and Mrs. Sick With It? Now is the time because we've passed the 2-hour mark. We're going to come to a close soon. Do you guys want to say anything?
We can make this rated R.
Yeah, I have one question.
Sorry about that, Dennis. I'll mute myself.
Go ahead, Renata.
I have one question. I want to know if they think about it, move to Brazil one day.
Okay. I believe I spoke on that earlier. However, we have to, I guess, visit more states. I don't think my wife would like to live in the Paraíba state area. I think there's a state in Brazil. Which one is it that snows? Where there's snow? But
Santa Catarina.
something like that. Yeah. I can't even say it.
You guys want to be where it's cold.
Yeah, where there's at least 2 different seasons. So because I like the cold weather, I'm not even though I've been to Brazil quite a few times, I'm not a beach person.
Santa Catarina, it's a nice place. It's not nothing like a vibe Like it's inside Brazil, but it's not a vibe tradition from Rio, Salvador, Bahia, Paraíba. The tradition there is more like Foronge peoples.
Hmm.
But it's really nice. Yes, in the wintertime, oh my god.
Have you guys considered Minas?
Oh boy.
Oh,
But
Minas
it's a nice place.
Nah, not really. Well, just someplace where it gets colder and people wear coats and it snows.
Well, I don't know if it snows in Minas, but I've seen pictures. Like my ex-Portuguese professors are from Minas, and I see it gets cold. I think Curitiba gets cold, and of course, a YouTuber, Nick Talks Brazil, was in Porto Alegre.
Hmm?
Okay.
How he was underprepared clothes wise, because when it turned night, it was very cold down there. Now, me, I'm the polar opposite. Me being from Texas, I cannot stand cold weather at all. Although I think I'm going down there in a couple weeks because I need to cool off, because this heat this year is something different.
Hmm.
But overall, I gotta have the beach. I gotta have warm weather. Gotta have beautiful women running around and.
Mhm. Okay.
It's Santa Catarina, you said?
Santa Catarina. It's
So
the south. I think it's below Minas. If I'm
There
not.
it is.
Curitiba. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, too far.
Yeah, I don't know about the cold. I don't know about the hot either. I live in Florida. It's hot here. I just don't go outside.
yeah, Santa Catarina. People say, "Oh, in Brazil, it's not snow in Brazil." It is Santa Catarina.
There's a ski resort in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember.
There's no snow.
No, there's a ski resort.
In Santa Catarina, it's not snow. Yeah.
No, I saw skiing. I researched skiing in Brazil, and it's like
No, it's not like
it's not
that.
snow. It's fake surface. Like when they have ice skating rinks that are
I
made with
I wouldn't know.
plastic instead of.
I mean, skiing is not really my thing. I was like, oh snap! There's a ski resort there. I figured that's like in Bariloche in Argentina.
No.
By the Andes.
It's not like that.
I wouldn't know, because I would never. I mean, I don't ski, so that's not my.
Joseph Evans says, shout out to this brother for finding his wonderful, very traditional wife. Much respect to you.
Why is very traditional in quotation marks?
Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Wait, why is very traditional in quotation marks?
I don't know. He'd have to tell you that. But yeah, I mean,
Other questions? But we're about to bounce. So
yes. I know it's 2 hours. I keep saying it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. I know everybody appreciated it. They had the questions. I had the questions. I just wanted to see and just show people, hey, the dream is dream. Dare to dream. You can go and do it.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Are y'all on the socials? The Sick With It family?
just me actually. Sick with it, yo. That's it.
Are there any plans to do like a YouTube channel or anything like that? Maybe. So I've seen a lot of Brazilian families, like mixed intercultural families, that have YouTube channels, and I was wondering if you guys are gonna do the same like that.
Never thought about it. We just happenstance to come on to Renata's show, and then they asked us to come on tonight. So never actually thought about doing anything like that.
It's a double-edged sword because there are problems that can come with it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm here to stop Renata. I'm about to start spamming y'all with some super chats.
Okay.
Yes. I have one questions to her and to him.
Go ahead, Renata.
And I want both answer me in which time, she's first. I want to ask her what she's feel around him, proud him, what she's loving him. What's
Pretty
making
much.
you proud of him?
Okay, he is an amazing man. He's very smart, very positive, and he makes me fall in love every single day again.
Oh, that's cute.
Wow. I can see the tingles.
Yes.
I feel.
Yes, I'm the lucky one to have my secret girl in my life.
That's
Very
nice.
good.
Oh,
Ah.
Now I want to ask him what he's feel proud of you.
I'm very proud of my wife. Since she's been here, I've taught her many things on how to, survive in this society that we live in. It's a very challenging environment for Black people in general. So she's picked up very well on her English. When she first got here, it was a struggle. Couldn't really say anything, like I said earlier. When I had asked her to do things, and she would just give me like a deer in headlights stare, and it'd be like, okay, I'll do it myself, every time. And then, I taught her a lot of words, a lot of expressions that Americans use. And so she's picked up very well on that. I actually taught her different ways that would be the best conservative way to dress professional, because I want her to thrive in her career here. And she's actually acquired a job where she works in a professional environment and has a very, I won't say the position, but she has a very good position where she can go many places, and they really look up to her and respect her because of how she carries herself. And so I'm very, very proud of her for that. She trusts my direction wholeheartedly, and that's very important to be a good leader to my wife.
Oh my God. So nice. He's so cute. Oh boy.
Real love right there, guys. So
Oh.
again, it's you can dream it, you can do it. This is a perfect example of what a lot of people talk about, but I don't see a lot of people doing or achieving. They start off, they say, I'm going to go to Brazil, meet somebody nice, whatever, and then every trip it's like they're meeting 5 nice people instead of looking for that one. So
Am I with that?
Go
If
ahead.
you're going specifically to look for a wife, you're going to have a bad time. Just go to Brazil and appreciate Brazil for what it is. Go tour, check out the tour spots, go to Carnival, go check out the Oktoberfest in Blumenau, Santa Catarina, go check out, Copa, Leblon, Ipanema, Christ Redeemer, Sugarloaf, Celeron. Appreciate Brazil for what it is.
It depends what you're trying to do. Some people are on different purposes, right? Some people are looking to be in a relationship, and all I'm simply saying is,
but to me,
know what you're trying to do, because a lot of people talk and then they don't really do it, or they talk, they give us all this story on social media. Oh, the women are great and they're this and they're that, and you really wife material, and nobody's. This is the first couple that we've had on the show so far. I don't see it. Maybe I'm not in the right circles, but I don't see it. This is very rare. This is a unicorn to me. So
actually, this is the second intercultural marriage that I've seen. I know there's one at work. My friend that I met in Portuguese school, you're the third. Actually, one of my old bosses who just recently retired, he's married to a woman from Bahia. So it does happen. I mean, even though a lot of people don't advertise it, it's happening. They're happy, they're thriving, they're doing their thing. I'm just saying, don't just go and, don't make it, and don't turn it to the DR is what I'm trying to say, Yeah. Appreciate Brazil for what it is, because it's a beautiful culture once you get to know it.
Right. Okay, let's let these people go. They're trying to get out of here and do whatever they got to do.
Yeah.
So again, thank you very much, Hinata.
Thank you guys.
Your wife has a very beautiful.
Guys, for with health prosperity, happiness,
Thank
stay
you.
many, many years together for the rest of your life.
All right.
Thank you very much. I really appreciated you guys here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, man.
Bye.
We'll see you later. I'm sure we'll see you.
Bye.
Tomorrow. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao. Okay. All right.
And I heard something that you guys mentioned earlier. I was actually on my way home. I'm actually about to go to bed soon because I'm not feeling well. I do agree with what they said. And I think I said this in a previous live stream. Your future wife isn't going to be from like the South Zone of Rio or like the major neighborhoods of Sao Paulo. You may have to go into the state of Rio, the actual outside of like the city of Sao Paulo, and then you have to venture into Salvador, somewhere in the northeast, somewhere in the southeast or the south, and find your wife, because the girls in Copacabana, they've seen it, heard it all. Same with Ipanema, LeBlanc. Same with all the major neighborhoods in Sao Paulo too. So I do agree with what you guys said about that.
Yeah.
What?
Just that you have to, if you're looking for a relationship or a partner or a wife, whatever, something more traditional, you're going to have to venture out in other parts of Brazil rather than Sao Paulo and Rio. Just like you said, just like they said, everybody knows this. It's very hard to find.
And my view, and my view for my side, always, oh my God, not a matter where you are, you can find the correct person.
But it's just it's harder.
Not a matter where you are. If you are inside or if you are outside.
It's harder. I'm just talking about the numbers. If you want something more traditional, are you going to find it in the big city or a little bit outside? It's just the numbers. It's not saying it's impossible to find, but it's harder.
Okay, about the numbers, yes, but that's what I say. You can find it. That's no matter where you are. You can find it in places or wherever.
Right, but the odds. Okay, I'm using New York as an example. New York City is going to be next to impossible to find. But if you go to upstate New York, like Buffalo, Syracuse, Rochester, Albany, yeah, your chances are going to increase exponentially.
And anyways, Renata, you said it. You told people on this channel many times, if you want to find a relationship, go outside of Copa, why do you say that? Because
No, because Copa, what I say is Copa, it's a two area. That now makes me understand. That's two area. It's many guys, they come to Brazil and they say they look for serious relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But when they are here, they are out and they date with women, not regular women, because they also want to have fun. They also want to enjoy. They don't want to only come to Brazil and not, even try, let's say, at least one Brazilian woman sounds, So, but that's what I say. If you guys look for like traditional woman where you don't need to afford every month and have a compromise with them to pay at least some amount on any month, then you need to come inside, go out for the tourist area.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't say that's not the place, because it's some women, they are there, they work in women, they get married and they have children, they live in the United States, they live there now for 12 years and have children. And they are working girls before. They work in the nighttime.
Damn.
So that's what I say. Not no matter where you go, where you are, you can find it. The correct person, the match of your side.
Well, one of my friends said to go to Minas for a wife.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's gonna have their opinion. I like Siquidit's his approach and what he did. It worked for him, and I hear it a lot, and I agree with that. Even in living in the United States, you kind of want to. I prefer like a quieter life. I don't want to be in the big city. I want to venture a little bit out. and that's part of the reason I want to learn Portuguese as well, just so I can travel around.
Yeah,
And not,
but Charlie, he's talking about Minas. Minas have many places, not many, but houses, Sam's in Copacabana. Many.
Mhm.
Right, but I've known friends that have married mineras and zero complaints so far.
So that's what I say. At some point, the things, it happens all over the world. It's not a matter where you are. Always have this there. Not a matter where you go.
But there's more of a chance because of the numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
You go to Rio to have fun. You go to Minas to look for a wife. That's what I've been told.
But yeah, you can luck out if you get lucky.
And
But anyways,
check out Sick Witted's or the replay of this live stream, because I was in my MMA class earlier. So
yeah. He had some very interesting things to say right from the beginning. He's an interesting dude, and he's had an interesting life. And this whole situation with him lucking out and meeting such a wonderful woman, I congratulate him again. That's inspirational, and I want this video to be inspiration to other people that are looking.
Renata, eu gosto de sabela de você. Eu gosto de cabelo de você.
Oh, eu gosto do seu cabelo.
Também.
Oh, thank you.
De nada.
Thank you.
Okay. Garrett Morris says, let's keep it real. Without question, he is a lucky one. Yeah. And I hope it wasn't just luck. And somebody said, I don't know who, said that there are people getting married. They're just not on YouTube. So I'm sure. I just wish there was more of a balance so we see more of these positive things.
I mean, there are, but people can be private. They want to keep their lives private.
Yeah, that's true. But like I said, I just wish we could see more. I wanted to present this because I want to show this.
Yeah,
People don't see this. All they see is this other negative stuff mostly.
Yeah, but what's the point? Maybe they are made for each other, because, oh my God, I not imagine like me. That's what he say when he's already known for 2 months talking internet, and he's already come with the ring for asking her to propose to her. I mean, if it's me and her situation, she's accepted. So that means something's already happens in the internet when they contact, when they talk to each other. Because from my side, if I'm her, I want to spend time with him first, to make sure he's not changed the personality or he's changed, what he's are. What I know him.
What happened to Renata the romantic?
Before I accepted.
I would say spend at least 18 months together. Then you'll get a good sense of whether or not you want to be with that person.
Yeah, it's just everybody does it different. And
because for me, most of the people, they know the person after they start living together. When they don't live together, nobody's known about their life, what they do with their but when they start to live together, then they know how it's going to be the day by day. If the person is like this karate, if something's changed, if this person is really truthful to you, that's from my view.
Back in the day, they didn't do that. Back in the day, you don't move in together. You didn't do anything together until you were married. So there's two arguments for that. Me personally, I grew up in a time where, yeah, I want to live with you. I want to be with you for at least 6 months, a year, living together to know if we're compatible, if everything can work out. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to help the relationship work better, because more marriages are failing today than they were back when. No, when you got married is when you're still a virgin. You're not living together. You're not doing anything together till you get married. Then you move into a marital home. So it's just a different vibe.
Yeah, I'm more of a millennial, kind of the new school, but I don't want to live with my girlfriend before we get married. Like, she can come over, hang out, we do all that, but go home. And then I'll go to her house, do our thing, and then I'm going home. And then, like you said, if we get married, we move into a place together. Because if you get to that point where you're moving into her house or she's moving to your house.
So, Charlie, let's say if you have one girlfriend, she's Brazilian. And let's say you stay in an apartment in Ipanema. You think she's going to accept it? You stay 2 weeks here in Brazil. She's in her home and you in the nighttime because she's going to sleep and you in your apartment?
She can accept it, or we can go find other people.
I mean, in Brazil, these days, it's not work anymore.
Hinata.
It not exist.
Hinata. She can accept
No.
it, or she can find someone else.
Hey, different strokes for different folks. Anyways, we're at 2.5 hours
No,
now.
I like to talk about that. I
Well,
want it.
basically, he's saying this is his lines. So if the girl can't work with that, she can't work with it. You're saying it doesn't work like that for these people in Brazil. Well, then they can't be with him because he doesn't work like that. Everybody's got to have what they do. That's all. There's no argument.
She can come through. She can do it. She can do whatever. But she's got to go home at some point.
Then you're going to be like this.
If she stays longer,
Then you're going to be like this because you know what she's thinking. It's not me. That's the how it's changed now. If the man send the woman to home because they are just girlfriend and boyfriend, and you send her to the woman in the nighttime when you stay in Copacabana, Ipanema, she's know you're doing something. She's know you go out and have fun. So it's mean she's give you back. She's go out with her friends because you send her.
He's not talking about being in Copacabana on vacation.
No, I don't say. No, I just say, now in these times in Brazil, how some women they thinking.
Okay.
Well, she can think that all the way to wherever she wants to be.
The only women allow that. That's what I say. It's the women who don't care. Who is okay? He can have his fun. He wants to spend the nighttime alone. Okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
All right, thank you. That's great. Let's shut it down. I think that's all the questions. I think we got to everybody. If I missed something, please. Right now. Willie Beeman says she's really into that man. You can see that glazed look in her eyes. Yeah, the way she talks about him, the way she stares at him, that's relationship goals. And I got to make some short videos to throw up because
Did you see that smile of hers?
Yeah,
that was from ear to ear. She was leaning on it. Like, that is happiness. That is not faked. That is pure, genuine happiness.
And I know who was it? But I think it was Charlie Rue had a couple of comments where he's saying, "Oh no, the girl should be able to go out and have fun. She's in America, experience America, this and that." That kind of stuff. I know it's a more liberal way of thinking, but it doesn't necessarily help a relationship at all. I think what he's doing, it works for them. She looks very happy. He looks very happy. They're in a structured environment. They discussed all of these things before they got together and got married. He said he wanted to know, and he wanted to let her know, hey, if we get together, this is how it's going to be. Socially, he let her know, I don't go out, I don't do this, I don't do that. And they work together because she's similar to him. So I love that relationship. I love what they're doing, and I wish them all the best, man. So
Yeah, that's what we call it. Discuss the relationship before you get together.
yeah, know the person that you're with. We say it all the time. Like, communicate. Don't lie. Don't lie just because you like the way she looks or you're just trying to get with her, because it's gonna come back. The truth is gonna come out at some point, and then you're screwed.
And if I say go home, she's gonna go home. You know, it's not me trying to wild out and be in the streets. I just gotta get to bed.
I know.
Also have sleep apnea, so I'm kind of like self-conscious about that stuff.
I know. But that what I try to say, few women, if you try to send them home, you know, they just not trust, because the things now is not same as before.
Then we had a great time, but in my book of life, this is where her chapter ends.
Yeah. Get. Brad Colin says nobody answered if Renata is single.
Huh?
Somebody asked you if you're single.
I'll say team no Morado or no.
No, I'm single.
There you go, Brad Colin.
So okay. All right.
Oh,
So-
and one more thing I want to address about Charlie Rue. He said something about feminism being in Brazil. He needs to understand that feminism has been in Brazil since the 19th century, like a full century before it washed up on American shores. So it's there. And I know Renata said some stuff earlier about women not in Brazil not wanting to cook anymore, which to me is that's blasphemous.
What?
And I will kick a woman out if she doesn't cook. That is my hard line. Like,
get.
Basically, like, I will compromise and listen here and there, but me being from the South, she's got to. No,
You
it's
can
got
say-
to put out of the kitchen.
I know some guys, they make proud what they say, you know, but in it, you know, expectation and reality, when you fall in love with some woman, doesn't matter if you want to cook, if you know how to cook or not, you
Yeah,
always
it
want one way.
Yeah, it does. My stomach would like to argue.
When
and
you
disagree
fall
with you.
in love for one woman, doesn't matter if she don't know how to cook, you always
Yes, it
follow
does.
one way.
And if she doesn't know how to cook, she's got to be willing to learn. If she absolutely refuses to cook or whatever,
Right.
then she's gonna, hey, go have fun in Copa, Ipanema. What was that one spot that you went to a couple weeks ago in Baja? Go there, have fun. I need a woman that can throw down in the kitchen. That's just my not negotiable thing.
Yes, that's what I say, you know.
She's got to throw it down.
Bones, what's up, man? You good?
Yes, hey.
You disappeared for a second.
I wanted to chime in. I hear both points of view. I think when Renata, you know, these modern women living shacking up. I'm kind of with Carlino. I don't want a woman to live with me unless I'm married to her. And I think the cardinal sin that most women make is when they shack up with a guy, he never marries them.
Can't be
You know,
shacked.
because she gives him too much. He's already got that ready-made wife, and he'll never marry that woman.
Can't be
And
shacked.
so, I think some women, they make that cardinal sin by just giving too much of themselves.
Yeah, but I look at it like this: when you're at a job, you got 3 months probationary period. Do you not?
Yes,
You got to prove that you can do the job, correct?
that's true.
And if you want a promotion, you got to work extra hard for it, right? You got to
Absolutely.
why you are the right person for that job, right? That's how I look at a relationship, you know, where you see all these women are like, oh, you're doing wifey things at a girlfriend, you know, at a girlfriend title. I'm like, yeah, you're on probation. You got to show me why I need to go to Jared and spend 3 months of my salary to get a rock for you. You got to demonstrate that. And if you can't demonstrate that, then hey, go to that one club that Hanata was at the other day in Baja Tijuca. Have fun, because you can't stay here.
Okay.
Take your unseasoned chicken with you.
What?
That last part was a joke.
Okay.
You get it.
That's it. Took 2 hours, 34 minutes.
26 minutes. Let's go. Let's hit 3 hours.
No, we're good. We're good. Okay. Seriously though, thank you guys for coming out. it's been great.
You're giving me Calypso vibes right now. From the 1997 made-for-TV movie The Odyssey with Vanessa Williams, where she played Calypso. She had that same hairstyle. It just looks
Rated here.
Hey, I just want to make another comment. The guy who married the Brazilian woman, I think he found the perfect compliment for him. She seems to be a homebody. She's not one who likes to go out to the club. She's never been, and so she has no desire to do those kind of things. And so, I think they just have, a perfect combination, and he just found the perfect compliment for himself. However, if if she was a person who kind of liked the nightlife and kept that from him, when she got to the America, when she come to America, she probably would, kind of like miss that kind of lifestyle because she's used to doing it, and that may create some room for some problems for them. But I just think he found the right compliment.
That's the important.
He got really lucky.
That's the importance of telling the truth and really getting to know your partner and being honest. Like, you need to be honest about the things you like, the things that you want to do, because it's going to come up later on.
It's going to come up later on. And then I kind of agree with Hanata, because he married her rather quickly without really courting her. And then I think Hanata's point of view, you need to court your mate longer so you really get to know them before you jump the rope or make that ultimate decision to marry. And so you don't want to marry quickly and then find out they got all these bones in the closet. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, hold on. Let's get the timeline right, because I think we're off here. He met her. He talked to her for 2 months, went down and saw her and said, yep, and brought the ring, said, I love you. I want to marry you. He got engaged. Remember, they didn't get together for another year. And during that time, he was planning. He's still getting to know her. He went to Brazil twice. So it wasn't like he got on his knee and married her right there.
Understood, but it's different. It's different when you It's different when you live with someone as opposed to speaking to them over the internet.
Yeah,
but when you're sharing close quarters with someone 24/7, Dennis,
No,
it's a lot different.
I don't think you have that option.
Maybe some women, they just say yes. I don't say it's her case, but maybe some women, they just say yes because they don't want the guy feel bad about it or something's, I don't know. But I mean, at this point, when I know somebody in the internet and then we met and then just this point when I met him for the first moment, I need to make sure I love him to accept it.
Exactly.
I need to make sure I really love him to accept
They
it.
both stepped out on faith. Trust me. Because it's different when you live with somebody 24/7.
Yeah, but I was gonna say you don't necessarily have
That's
that
what
option.
I say. They are made for each other because
Yes,
she already knew it's him. He's already knew it's her. I don't know
You
how
don't
it's going to be because I don't have that experience before.
You don't necessarily have that option because it's not like he lives down the street from her. He lives in another country. So,
Understood. And that's what I said. Faith comes into play there.
Yeah, that means she's got to have faith in me whenever I tell her, hey,
get
you've been here for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Time to go.
Okay. All right.
Dennis,
Thank you guys.
Dennis, I sent you a couple links on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw them. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's what her hair reminds me of right now.
He sent it's a movie with Vanessa Williams, which kind of has your skin complexion and has braids in her hair. So.
And also I'm into ancient Greek mythology, so that's why I sent it.
Okay, guys, I gotta take this phone call.
Bones.
My lady calling me from Colombia, and I got to go.
All right, man. Thank you
All right,
for contributing once again.
All righty.
And all right, Charlene, we are out. We didn't even say what the next show is going to be. What are we doing on Monday?
The interview with the girls.
Remember we were supposed to do green flag interview today, but we decided no, we need to get this couple on and tell so they can tell their story. So that's what we did. So the next show Monday is going to be about green flags in relationships.
And please let it not be about money, because I remember one of the old interviews was like, "How can he make you happy?" And she's like, "He can give me money." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, that's red flag.
Yeah,
No, that's red flag.
So what we want to show is for people when they meet women in Brazil, and they kind of want to know, does she really like me, or what's really going on? We want to kind of give little indicators to know, okay, yeah, she likes me. She wants to spend time with me. She wants to do this and that, and she.
Yeah,
So
the girls, they're going to answer how long it takes to them now when they are ready to have a serious relationship. They're going to answer what's the signals they give to the man when they want to be in serious relationship, when they start like him seriously. Yes, there's things.
Mm-hmm.
And Dennis, I got a question for you. Is there a way you can categorize all your videos? Like, I know you guys do like a bunch of restaurants, and then like some questions where you're asking girls like, what do you like in a man and all that stuff, and then like Sugarloaf and Vigigal. Like, can you guys like put those into different categories and then put them on a playlist?
Yeah, we can make playlists, but yeah, I guess.
The reason why is because I look at y'all's channel, it's kind of like a guide. A guide.
Oh, okay.
So like Renata's showing us all these different places within Rio that most tourists will never even touch. So I think it'd be a good idea to like
categorize. Okay.
I was like, hey, if you want to look at for like an Indian restaurant, go to that place. If you want a place to avoid, go to that one restaurant she didn't like. You know, stuff like that. Like,
yeah. That I've never done playlists like that. I'm not sure how it looks on the page, but I'll try to look into it. If you don't see that in the next little while, remind me again. But I'll try to look into that. That might be, if you're saying it, that means other people are thinking it. So,
well, it just literally came to me because I am, playing Future Trips to Rio, and it's like we gotta get away from like all the tourist areas. Renata saying, gotta branch out from Copa, Ipanema, Leblon, and eventually, if you keep going enough times, like for me, my last trip, Copa felt more like Miami than Brazil. It's like, okay, time to start branching out to different areas of Rio. Let's go check out like Ilha de Governador, go check out Bucios, all these other places. Maybe you guys can provide that guide.
Yeah. Okay. I will try to look into that. I'm trying to do more and more on the channel. It's just time consuming. Trying to do more shorts and different edits. Renata, somebody has a question for you.
I've seen a lot of the shorts.
Yeah, I'm trying to, figure out my style, I guess, and trying to. It just takes time. Those things, everything takes time. When you edit it, for people that edit, it just takes a long time. So, and this isn't a full-time job for me. This is what me and Renata we're struggling to, keep things going and make this channel grow. And hopefully one day we can really put more time into it. Make it a full-time thing. Maybe make 4 videos a day. I mean, a week or whatever. So something like that. So, but right now we're just doing the best we can. Las Vegas Sports Talk, Renata says, okay, Dennis, ask Renata if I bring her a ring and tell her I'll be back in a year, will she accept that?
Man.
Oh boy, what?
He just simped out on you, that's all.
He's what?
simped out. I explained
What
to you what simping is, right? Before
Huh?
simping, I'll explain. You want to explain it?
Mm.
He's just saying he. Yeah. Well, you saw the message.
No, I try to understand.
He's saying if should I read it again?
After 1 year?
He's saying if he brings you a ring and then tells you, because that's what happened with our couple today. He
Vegas.
asked her to marry her, and then they didn't really get to move in together until a year later.
So basically, he comes up to you, he proposes, like, "Hey, let's get married." You say
No.
yeah, and he'll tell you he'll be back in a year.
No, I mean, he can put one ring in my finger, but after, let's say, 6 months that I get to know him, at least something a little bit, physically. And I know how he's going to live. I know a little bit about him. Then 6 months, maybe minimum later. Yeah.
That sounds like a promise ring to me.
Yeah, Anata's a little more serious with it.
And not to once she meets you and goes out on a date with you, she's expecting to move in that weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Hear or listen, but my internet.
Yeah, you froze.
Yeah.
Here's another. Bell 7072 says, "Good luck to American men dating Brazilian women. It's all submissive up front, but once they get the ring on their finger, it's over. Nothing but arguments, just like Eddie said."
No, I
Would you
have
have-
one ex before. I'm very short time with him, like 2 months with him. For the first month, he's already talked about bringing me a ring. And the second month, he say, "Now I come to Brazil and I say, no, I'm not going to accept it." I told him I'm not going to accept it. I need to know more about you.
Okay.
And another thing,
Spend like long time together, like long time. I mean, all the time when he's come, we stay like 2 weeks together every day.
no, because Hinata, you said my girl.
Not enough. Even if we talk every day,
Now
Two
why you do it?
not enough to get a ring in your finger.
Now you understand, Hinata. After 2 weeks, go home.
Huh?
After 2 weeks of my place, go home.
Get.
Get.
Ed.
Let me refute that claim, because I know some intracultural, like Brazilian women, American men couples, and from what he said, I don't see that happening. Because one of my friends, he actually lives in Brazil. They split time between Minas and the Northeast. They just recently bought a house in the Northeast. I can't remember where. And they've known each other for an extremely long time. I think they went and had separate relationships. Those didn't work out. So they finally got together, got married. And it's nothing like give me half, give me half. They're going out. They're having a great time. I met her. She's a nice woman. She wants to learn English. That marriage works. And then my ex-boss, who's all but retired, he's married to a girl from Salvador. And he has yet to complain and gripe about her. Like, that's a beautiful marriage in itself. And another ex-coworker, she's from Porto Alegre, a much older woman. And yeah, she is very German. What you see is what you get. She tells you like it is. Like, here's the truth. Now have a shot of beer to, drown in your sorrows, because I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I remember one time at work, something happened and she was freaking out because she had to stay a little bit later. And one of the things, she was so worried, she kept saying, she's like, "Oh man, my husband's going to divorce me. My husband's going to divorce me because I'm home late." I'm like, just call him and tell him you're going to be late. It shouldn't be an issue. But she's not saying, give me half, give me half. Like, they're still married. They're still chilling, doing their thing. In fact, I think she's about to retire soon. I think she's going to try to convince him to move to Brazil. So I don't see, in those three examples, I didn't see as soon as she got the ring, bam, give me half your stuff. I didn't see that at all. If anything, these couples are going to go the distance.
Yeah. Because I don't know, but for some people's the rings, it's not mean nothing. Same with, let's say, married. You can get married officially, sign some papers, and then after when you divorce, you go to one side, she's going the other side. It's nothing more connect you to somebody else, at least when it's kid involved. So, and some people's they think, okay, this one ring compromise. I can put on, I can take out anytime that I want it. Some people's they don't give vows, they don't consider the first fight, they just remove. Okay, here is your ring. You know?
I
Yes.
saw about another couple, intracultural. As soon as she got the ring, she never said, "Give me a ring" or "Give me half." Give me half. They're working, doing their thing, and they're getting along brilliantly. So I'm not sure where that person, if it happened to him or not. If it did, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm not seeing that at all. Like, and from the stuff I'm hearing, like, oh, Brazilian women aren't marriage material. I'm seeing the opposite.
Yeah, I hear people say that women from Brazil are marriage material. My only thing what I was saying earlier was that a lot of these guys are they're not going down with the intentions of getting married. They talk like they are, but they're not. Here, let me read a couple things here. Jatinder Baines says, "Good morning, Dennis and Atta. Look like the perfect couple for marriage." The couple that were on earlier.
Where he's at. Where, for
Jatinder?
where yeah, he say good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Jatinder, where are you at? Maybe he's in Asia. Ed Smith, I've noticed that more Portuguese I have learned, the more I feel like branching out outside of Rio. Yeah,
100% correct. I mean,
that's it exactly.
I plan on going to Fortaleza, Florianopolis, Blumenau, Porto Alegre, João Pessoa. I've heard good things about that. Kind of curious about Victoria.
Oh,
Wait a
and
minute. Oh,
Dennis,
Yeah.
Charlie, I received one video. I don't think that you saw it.
Chicken hearts.
Another video, yes.
All right,
Chicken.
I'll put that up next show. If you guys go try chicken hearts, send them to me. That's the Renata Brazil chicken heart challenge. So I got to make a short for the last one, and you got to make an intro for the shorts. So you got to say something. But yeah, good. Charlie Rue sent the video. Who sent it?
Ed Shoe Smith.
Oh, Ed. Oh, okay. Mr. Ed 13. Okay. All right. Oh, is he? Are you in Brazil now?
Yeah.
All right.
And Rio.
Oh, let me thank Willie. I don't want to say your full name, but Willie with the $10 Cash App. Thank you, sir. I didn't catch it. I just caught it. He sent it almost an hour ago. So sorry about that. I don't know if you're still around, but
Merce boy.
appreciate it. Much appreciated. At Dennis. Ed Smith is AKA Ed 13. Yeah, I know. I know that. We all know that. I keep every week I say Mr. Ed 13. Yeah. Dennis, this is great content. Keep it up. Thank you. Las Vegas Sports Out says, wow, so phone calls overseas to Renata won't work. You need to be in Brazil. Got it. Okay.
What?
Vegas. Just go to Brazil.
What?
He's saying that
I'm down there.
he can't just give you a ring and you're okay. He needs to be in Brazil.
I mean, if you're gonna simp hard for Hanata, you gotta commit to this 100%. Don't have to simp in here. You gotta go big or go home.
Bell says he was only joking about that comment he made about Brazilian women. Once they get the ring on their finger, it's over. They're gonna want half. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh,
He says Hanaka is very
Raw.
lovely.
He was referencing Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yes,
Yeah, with the African woman.
I want half, Eddie. I want half. Yeah. Oh, I need more. Yeah. You know what? My drink is finished. You know what that means? The show is over. Bye.
But Dennis, but you need to be empty.
Oh, please. Your drink is never empty. That's the problem.
What?
He just re-upped.
What?
Your drink is never empty. Look at that. It's full again. Incredible.
That means we got to be out for another hour.
Wealth building journey. Dennis, tem 3 horas agora. Boa noite. Sing. Sing. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Hanata, let's shut down the show, please. Or actually, no, hold on. Charlene, you last words, please.
Last words. Am I about to be executed or something?
No, we're going, man. We're almost 3 hours.
To that couple that you guys displayed, they're proof positive that what this passport bro movement is encompassing. They are the living embodiment of it.
I totally agree.
Everybody, sorry, for all these detractors that are saying they're going after women that can't speak English, that are basically uneducated, that are depending on a man for a green card 100%. I think they just went and proved otherwise. They did have a discussion of the relationship. She is 100%. You know, they're on the same wavelength, the same game plan as far as, you know, how they run their household. There's no animosity, there's no friction or whatever. She does have a job. They didn't mention that. She does have a job. She can work. She does make her own money. And she is inside her expat Brazilian community. San Francisco is a diverse city. I'm gonna assume they're in I think he said the Bay Area, but I'm gonna assume it's San Francisco, and that she can basically do whatever she wants, but what she wants is what's good for the family dynamic and not for her individualistic
Yes.
ambitions. And she is very much a Brazilian. She is basically going to cling on to her Brazilian culture because she is surrounded in her Brazilian community. And that's another thing that the passport bros themselves don't seem to grasp. A lot of them say if you bring an American woman back to or not an American woman, if you bring a foreign woman back to the States, she's going to become Americanized and leave you. But that's because they're choosing to live in communities where there are now expats of their wives' foreign or their wives' native country. So, for example, if you live in an area where there's no Brazilians, she's going to have to adapt to become an American. So,
Well, they're bringing the woman into their culture. What they imagine what these guys are doing at home. Where they're living, what they're doing. They're going to clubs, they're going to bars, they're hanging out with people there, and then they're bringing a girl into that environment. They're going to meet the type of girls that he was dating before.
Exactly.
The other guys that he's around.
and
This guy in California, he did everything correct. Like, I can't poke a hole in anything that he did. Like, he set everything up. He worked hard. He brought this woman, but he made sure that everything was set up. He had friends in the Brazilian community. He included her family to be very much involved in their lives, and other people from their own community in California that embody what he's trying to do. Like, everything he did was right.
exactly.
And it's working for him.
And it wouldn't do you, the American man, a disservice to learn and appreciate her culture. Because if you have an understanding and somewhat of a degree of an understanding and appreciation for her culture, it's just going to make y'all's bond that much stronger. Because if, like Dennis, like you said, if you put her in an environment where she's around your exes and you were in the club environment, what is she going to do? She's going to adapt to that. And when she adapts, she's going to adopt it. And when she does, game over. So, Fred, and that's what I said earlier, for all the guys that are just going specifically to find a woman, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have a bad time. Learn to appreciate the culture, learn the language, move around, try some of the food. Understand that Brazil, each city and each state is completely different from each other, just like the United States. There's a common denominator that's all Brazil, but each area, each region is different. You do all those things, you do everything that Sick-Witted said, you're going to have success too. Yeah. And not after 2 weeks, get out of my house and come back in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Thank you, Charlinho. Wonderful words. Thank you for coming and contributing to the show.
Boa noite, gente. Not just frozen, but boa noite para você. Até na segunda.
All right. And she's frozen.
Yeah, she's frozen.
Renata, blink 2 times if you're in trouble. Blink. Okay. Should we wait for her to come back in? All right. Robert Jackson, why aren't we dating each other? We're just friends, man. Business. Gotta keep it business, man. That's it. Bell, I like how you guys conduct yourself. Nice live stream. Yes. Willie Beeman, the man had a plan indeed. Renata, come back in so we can close. We're ready to close. Now we passed 3 hours, man.
Gotcha. But I need to go to bed soon. I'm still not feeling well. I got to work tomorrow. So
yeah, well, feel better, man.
Not sure where this cough came from, but as soon as Renata jumps in and does her dance, and I will bow out.
Renata, what's up? Let me see here. Let's call her on WhatsApp and see what's going on. Oh, there she is. What's up, Renata? Welcome back. I was just calling you.
I know.
Okay.
See.
All right. So, Charlinho, good night, sir. Thank you. And Renata.
Thank you, Charlie. You know, every Monday and Thursday here with us. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for your
problem, but my presence might be scarce here and there. Gonna get busy with work and my new hobby, training and stuff like that, but I'll at least pop my head in and say hello. Worst case scenario, I'll say what up in the chat.
All right,
yes,
sir.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, man.
Nada, boa noite, até na segunda.
All right, boa noite.
Please, good night.
Noite.
All right. One more thing. Wealth building journey. Dennis, what about the green flags video? We are doing that on Monday. Again, we were going to do it today, but after talking to that couple, we said, well, we gotta feature them on today's show. So we're going to do the green flags video on Monday. So get ready for that. Everybody, boa noite. Face Mob, get fit. Late to the show, man. You need to go back and watch. But yeah, boa noite.
Yes.
All right, let me. How you feeling, Renata?
Good night. Good sleep. Monday show. Green flags. Thank you very much, everybody, for donation, for watching the live. Stay here with us in this stage. Give many likes in that video. See the next show. This is bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.